At 34 minutes past midnight this morning, Carlton Fisk hit this home run to tie up the World Series and wind up as good a ball game as I ever saw.
Welcome to the baseball world of Joe Garagiola. This is World Series game number 7.
As a broadcaster and a guy who loves baseball, there are games that sometimes impress me. But last night's game gave me a genuine thrill. For the Red Sox, it was great. But what about playing in a game like last night's and losing? What's the feeling? Well, we're going to relive some of last night with Pete Rose.
Rise presents The Rough Spots.
My face I shave. My neck I shave up, I shave down, across. Rise.
My dad calls it peach fuzz. My girl calls it steel wool. Rise.
Between my pride and joy and my nose, there's a patch that needs rise.
We don't make Rise so rich and moist for your cheeks. We make Rise so rich and moist for your rough spots.
Some people want the best. I think it's about time for the beer. Maybe not big, fancy things. Michelob. But for them, the best. Some people always seem to have Michelob around for their friends.
Do you think he serves Michelob because he likes people or because he likes Michelob?
Yeah.
Michelob. It's an unexpected pleasure.
Yeah.
This is Rexall Super Plenamine. It contains vitamin A, B1, B2, B6, B12, C, D2, E, biotin, niacinamide, pantothenic acid, liver concentrate, calcium, copper, iodine, manganese, magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, and iron. Now, if you buy 144 Super Plenamines, you'll get 72 free in this special combination pack. Only at your Rexall store.
There's no set way that baseball players react to defeat. Depends on the player, depends on the game, the situation, depends on a lot of things. But after last night's game, I asked Pete Rose for his reaction. And what he told me, I want him to tell you now. Pete?
Well, first of all, Joe, it was a tough game for the Cincinnati Reds to lose because we had a couple leads there. But to me, I really enjoyed playing in the ball game. And usually I hate to lose, but it was just an honor to play in last night's game because as far as I'm concerned, it was the best played ball game I've ever played in or had the honor to play in. And people are just going to be talking about that game for so many years to come. And I'm just happy that I was a part of the ball game. Although we did lose, I would have liked to won the ball game, but the Red Sox stayed with us and they fought us right down to the wire.
Well, we've got many of the plays of that game, and I want you to tell us your reaction when these different plays occur. This is your first time at bat.
Well, I hit a ball hard again off of Tion, and I just said to myself, here we go again, because both times I faced Tion, I've hit about 5 or 6 line drives off of him that were caught, and Yaz just made a good play on that ball. Then they got 2 men on the first inning after 2 outs and nobody on, and Freddie Lynn hit that pitch out of the ballpark, and I was happy in the respect that they did it in the first inning and not the 7th or 8th, because I knew we still had 8 at-bats to go, and I knew we were going to score some runs tonight because we were just due to score some runs off of Louis Tion. And I'm just happy that he hit that ball in the first inning. I wish it would have been a 1-run homer or a 2-run homer, but there was 2 men on, and he was due to hit a long ball because he's been doing it all summer. Here's Griffey, and he hits the ball over Freddie's head, and it carries off towards right field. I'm on first, I think, and Armbruster's on second. This makes it 3-2. Then they got Morgan out on a pop fly to make it.
You figure right here, 3-2, that you're right back in it.
Right, we sure are, because this is early in the ball game too, and now they got Morgan out, and the bench is up there with 2 outs with the tying run on third base, and he hit one off the wall to tie the ball game, so it's a new ball game. That's the way I'm looking at it.
So do you figure
I was happy right then. I mean, you know, we're not losing anymore, so we're playing on even terms. We got a chance. I just wish John would have tried to go for 2 on this because he had nothing to lose because there's 2 outs and it takes a perfect throw to get you.
So now you're tied.
And here's Foster straightaway center again. I don't think he hit the ball real well, but he hit it the right part of the. This made it 5-3. I think we had 2 runners on, and I was real happy then because you know, we got the lead. I mean, we got the lead, and we got our good bullpen pitcher still down in the bullpen, and I'm just happy. Then it's 5-3 here, and I think Geronimo hits this ball out to the ballpark, and yeah, he hit a home run there, and I'm just saying to myself, that was a big run because now they got to get the bases loaded in order to beat us. And You know, they got to
You
get...
figure you had the game won here?
I sure did. I sure did. Because we were cruising, we were playing good in the field, we were getting some good pitching, and Bourbon was pitching real well up to that time. And now here Freddie Lynn starts the inning off and hits one off of Bourbon's foot, and we're just telling Pete not to throw, just hold it right there. We don't even throw it down in the... And we want to try to keep the double play in order. Then he walks this guy, walks Petroselli. Now we bring Eastwick in here, I think. And Carbo's pinch hitting.
What ran through your mind when he gives him the base home?
Well, I know he hit one homer. I just didn't, you know, the time runs at the plate now, and this swing right here was the most pathetic swing of the whole World Series right there. He was just lucky enough to foul it off. I think John said the umpire called it the ball and would have made it 3-2.
Did you get a funny feeling?
Yeah, every time something like that happens, Joe, you know something drastic's going to happen on the next pitch. And he threw it right down the middle, and Bernie just leveled it and straight away center field, and that's the right part of the ballpark to hit him here. And now the score is 6-6, and I just went in and told Eastwick, come on now, get this next guy out, which is Cecil Cooper, because he can beat you too. And it's 6-6. We're not behind. We still got a couple of bats left, and it's only the 7th inning, I think, now. So, you know, keep your composure and get this next guy out. They're not ahead of us. If they was ahead of us, it would have been a different story, but the game's tied. I mean, we're just starting from scratch.
What was the reaction on the bench, Pete? Did they feel that momentum had swung over there and that you're really battling now, or...
Well, I don't think we got the type of teams you can get momentum on us, because we got such an offensive team, and we keep battling just like they keep battling us. The lead changed hands so many times last night, and I thought they had a little bit of momentum on us until the 8th inning when we got that double play with the bases loaded, because I thought we were ready to take a shower when they had the bases loaded and no outs.
I got some more plays for you, and here they come, and I really want to find out what ran through your mind when you saw these.
Well, first of all, I didn't want to see this guy up here with the stacks loaded, because he's such a tremendous hitter and he makes contact. And although McEnany's tough on him the whole series, but here he hits a little fly down the left field, and right now I hear Zimmer yelling to Doral, don't go, no, 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 and Yahtzee makes a catch and makes a fine throw, and I was sort of glad to see him go after I heard Zimmer yelling no, because Zimmer's a real good coach. Now we got 2 outs, and Petroselli up, and he hits the ball to me, and I don't necessarily want the ball hit to me on this infield. I don't have a lot of confidence down there. It's a rough infield, and being used to the AstroTurf, so I just caught it and threw it over there. I wasn't going to throw it over his head or bounce it, and I just made sure of a good throw.
Looked like a safety first throw.
Might have been, but there again, I'm just trying to get the guy out.
There's the steal.
Yeah, Davey stole the base, and that was tough, because everybody in the ballpark knew he'd be stealing, and he stole the base, and Danny popped out, and that ended that threat.
Did you think that when he started...
He almost missed this ball, too. You know, he could have missed that ball there. We'd have won the ball game. But it seems like when the ball goes down that left field line in that corner there, the wind plays tricks with it or something. But here's Drago, and he pitched good while he was in there last night. Oh, that hurt, man. I got that string right here on my uniform with that hit.
You're going to get an Academy Award for that. You didn't feel that ball hit you.
I didn't want to go. I mean, the umpire said it hit me. Here's a bunt, and I don't know if I had a big enough lead, but Carlton made a real good throw here. It's one of the better throws he's made all the whole series, and I tried to go in there as fast as way I could, and he had me by a step.
You figure you snapped that string that the ball hit right there?
Right. Now, here's Morgan. When he hit this ball, I almost hit my head on the dugout, because I thought the ball was out of the ballpark, and then Dwight makes a great catch, and I don't know if he knew he had it, but then he throws the ball, and he told me after the game he's just trying to throw it somewhere in between the dugout and first base, and that killed us right there, too, because, you know, Joe's been hitting some balls hard for outs, too, but he made a great catch right there.
Did you think it was out of the ballpark?
Yeah, I did on the bench, but now after seeing it here, this is the first time I saw that angle, Joe, and it probably would have been a double. But here's a single up the middle off of Rick Wise to get us started again.
You figure this is where you're going to win?
Well, I figure we're fighting right back, you know, because we got them out after they made the good play, and the momentum was their way. And then Foster hits a little jammer down the left field line here. If he got out in front a little bit, that'd have been a 2-runner, too. So we got 2 men on. Now Davey's going to hit a ball, I think, down the right field line for the second out, and then they get Geronimo on a strikeout.
We're going to show you.
There it is. He hit the ball down the right field line. Hit it pretty firmly, but that's the wrong place to hit it in this ballpark. And
why?
Because it's so deep out in right center. You know,
and Evans is hot?
Right. He's playing good out there. And that ball's right down the middle, and he was pitching Chief away, and then he come in on the corner with that pitch, and he made a good pitch.
Here's
just the second pitch he threw, and just nothing on it.
What'd you do?
I took off for the dugout because I knew it was gone, and I glanced on the way in and saw it hit the foul pole, and I just remember when I got in the dugout, I stood there and made sure he tagged third base just in case he missed it with so much excitement. I don't think they'd ever call it, but I got everything to gain, nothing to lose.
Pete, Another game tonight. It's one season, right down to one game. Good luck to you.
Well, we started 8 months ago, February 22nd, and here we are October 22nd, and all the money's on the line, and all the glory's on the line, and we're playing for them diamond rings, and we just hope that we can get Bill Lee. He's a tough pitcher, and they got to get Don Gold, who's tough.
What kind of fragrance does a woman really like on a man?
Something manly and fresh.
For his face? For his body?
Something that lasts all day.
Aquavelva's new herbal.
Aquavelva's new musk.
Free-spirited new herbal and provocative new musk with extra strength fragrances that last all day.
New herbal and musk. They're manly and fresh all day. There's something about an Aquavelva man.
Here they come.
There may be times when you want to show the love you feel.
Sometimes Bank AmeriCard can make all the difference.
This is a co-ed school in Boston without a football team or cheerleaders. It's the John Hancock Institute, where many Hancock agents learn the latest ways to help you put your children through college or yourself through retirement. But we do have one thing in common with other schools, a song.
Put your John Hancock on the John Hancock for your family, for your family.
This has been a tough World Series for the players, but what about their wives? Mrs. Denny Doyle, this is the nice kind of time, a hit. And watch the little girl. Watch what she says. Mommy, I want to go home. Louise Tion's mother, what a thrill for her. And Mrs. Burleson rooting them on. And all the wives of the Red Sox and the group rooting for their guys. On the other side, Mrs. Griffey watches her man. Kathy Gullett will be watching Don pitch tonight. On the left, Mrs. Perez, who saw her man go through a slump, and Carolyn Rose, who is known to get excited. Mrs. Geronimo. Joe Morgan's family. Dave Concepcion's wife and baby. In Game 7, it'll be Don Gullett for Cincinnati. For Boston, it'll be Bill Lee. And for the 1975 World Series, this is it. And for the baseball world of Joe Garagiola after 3 years, this is it. And like Sparky Anderson and Darrell Johnson, I'm proud of my team, and they know that. And I'm grateful to all of you out there, and I wanted to be sure you knew that. So thank you, have a nice winter, and let's go to the ball game.
This is NBC News Update, brought to you by Exxon. Here is Tom Snyder.
The Senate tonight passed and sent on to the House a bill that would gradually remove all federal price controls on natural gas over 5 years. Consumer prices up 0.5% last month. Washington says the figures show inflation continues slowing down. The World Football League folded tonight. It couldn't attract enough paying customers. No further word this evening on the 2 Americans kidnapped in Lebanon. No word either on the identity of the gunman who killed the Turkish ambassador in Vienna. The surface of the planet Venus is rocky, not sandy, as scientists used to think. First pictures of the surface back today via a Soviet spacecraft. Air Force Sergeant Matlovich, discharged for being homosexual, will have that decision reviewed by a federal court. That's tonight's update. Now play ball.
It can take as long as 8 years from the day we start looking for oil offshore until it reaches your car's tank. Fuel for thought from Exxon.
Live and lively fun with Rob Reiner in the new hit, NBC's Saturday Night.
It's a lovely October night, a full moon hanging over Boston as the championship of baseball will be decided here. Game 7 of the World Series. The National League champs, the Cincinnati Reds, against the American League champs, the Boston Red Sox. Brought to you by your local Dodge dealer, who says, if you have a head for cars, head for Dodge. By new Right Guard Double Protection Antiperspirant. Protects you, protects your clothes. And by Savings and Loan Associations throughout America, dedicated to thrift and home ownership. Hi, everybody. This is Kurt Gowdy with Ned Martin and Tony Kubek. And some light space years from now, when they open the time capsule, the Discoverer is probably going to encounter in the first item a recap of Game 6 of the 1975 World Series. I've done 13 series. I've never seen a better game. Members of the press who've covered 30 to 40 series say it's one of the most entertaining games of them all. In fact, this has been a great spectator series. 2 extra inning games, 4 games decided by 1 run, sparkling plays, an improbable series. And here in tiny, charming Fenway Park, with all its nuances and oddities, maybe the oddest fact of all is that 2 left-handers are going against each other to decide the championship of baseball in a ballpark known as the graveyard of left-handers. It's the country kid Don Gullett from Lynn, Kentucky for Cincinnati, and the spaceman from California, Bill Lee, pitching for the Red Sox. Ned Martin has broadcast the Red Sox games for years. And Ned, is Bill Lee really the spaceman?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's come from somewhere that's not Southern Cali at all. He's very entertaining. As you know, during this week, he's been the eminent authority on everything for the writers, and he's been a delight. But he's all business out there on the mound, Kurt. You've seen him. You saw him Sunday a week ago when he pitched a marvelous game against the Reds. He changes speed. He's got a screwball, a fastball. He'll cut the fastball. An excellent move to first base. And he likes to field his position, and he likes to hit a little bit. And he's just a little bit cuckoo, but he's a 17-game winner.
Great Frisbee thrower, too. As he went out to warm up in the bullpen, he tossed a Frisbee up into the center field bleachers. Well, he's going against a man that is probably one of the 4 best pitchers in baseball, and the Red Sox hit against him out in Cincinnati in Game 5 and said he was the best left-hander they faced, Don Gullett.
I'd go along with that. Gullett can throw hard. He overpowers you. He did out in Cincinnati, but it's funny, Kurt, the guys after the game in that last Thursday's game said that they didn't think that he threw as hard there as he did here in the opening game when they got him for 6 runs, but he threw hard enough for them. He's a good one.
All right, that's the setup here on the pitching. 2 left-handers, Lee against Gullett. We'll give you the lineup changes later. What do the managers think about this exciting World Series? Before the game, Tony Kubek visited with Darrell Johnson and Sparky Anderson.
Sparky and Darrell, with all the emotion and controversy around a World Series, especially that last game last night, I think it's been a World Series that's going to go down in history as one of the greatest of all time. Sparky, what do you think?
Well, it has to be to me, Tony. It's been the way I hurt last night. I was telling Darrell I felt like I was in an axe fight and finished second after the ball game, so I've had a lot of pressure on it as far as myself last night in that ball game, but I think this is going to be a great finish, and I think we'll have the greatest viewing audience we've ever had, and the Red Sox people have been great to us, and I think we've been the same to them, and they're not looking for no slams. I don't know if we're going to have a winner when it's all over.
Darrell, it's a shame. Somebody's got to be a loser, and after last night's game, I don't know if 7 will be an anticlimax, but it's almost a shame that one of you 2 guys in your teams will have to lose a World Series in 1975.
Well, Tony, first of all, we well know that there has to be a loser and a winner. They'll keep playing until one is determined. There's one thing about it, Tony. I think a break here and there is going to decide these things. Either team could have won last night as they could have 3 or 4 of the other ball games. And it's just one of those things. It's a rub of the green. It's a bounce of the ball. It's been great. And I think it's been great for our ball club and Sparky's ball club that we could entertain so many people, and they like the way we play the game of baseball.
Sparky, Don Gullett will be the same Don Gullett he was in Cincinnati or the first time in Fenway?
Well, I hope the way he was in Cincinnati, but of course, like I think what Darrell said, a few breaks tonight I think going to change the whole ball game. If one of his guys hits one out with a couple men on, or one of our guys does, or a boot. But whatever it is, I don't care if it's an error or what, I'm forgetting about it, because to me, no player on my club or Darrell's club is going to take any blame when we went down to 7 games. It's been great for all of us.
Sparky Anderson, Darrell Johnson, our thanks. 2 men who have conducted themselves well, managing, and their deportment with the press and everybody else been just great throughout this series.
All right, thank you, Tony. And now we're poised on the field. The color guard is marching on. And we're ready for the opening ceremonies and the introduction of tonight's lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fenway Park for the 7th game of the 1975 World Series. And here are the official lineup. First, the Cincinnati Reds. Here's the manager of the National League champion Cincinnati Reds, Sparky Anderson. Batting first, playing third base, number 14, Pete Rose. Batting second, playing second base, number 8, Joe Morgan. Batting third, the catcher, number 5, Johnny Bench. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 24, Tony Perez. Batting fifth, in left field, number 15, George Foster. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 13, Dave Concepcion. Batting seventh, in right field, number 30, Ken Griffey. Batting eighth, in center field, number 20, Cesar Geronimo. Batting ninth, the pitcher, warming up in the bullpen, number 35, Don Gullett. And here are the remaining players and coaches of the Cincinnati Reds. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cincinnati Reds. Now for the Boston Red Sox. Here is the manager of the American League champion Boston Red Sox, Darrell Johnson. Batting first, in left field, number 1, Bernie Carbo. Batting second, playing second base, number 5, Jenny Doyle. Batting third, playing first base, number 8, Howard Yastrzemski. Number 27, batting fourth, the catcher, Carlton Fisk. Batting fifth, in center field, number 19, Fred Lynn. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 6, Rico Petrocelli. Batting seventh, in right field, number 24, Dwight Evans. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 7, Rick Burleson. Batting ninth, the pitcher, warming up in the bullpen, number 37, Bill Lee. And here are the remaining players and coaches of the Boston Red Sox. Ladies and gentlemen, the Boston Red Sox. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the color guard detail is from our own Naval Air Station in South Weymouth. Our national anthem will be presented by the Winged Victory Singers from the 43rd United States Army Airborne Infantry Division. And now, to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem.
NBC will be back with the ceremonial first pitch of Game 7 of the 1975 World Series.
The new Dodge Charger. Once you've looked, you're hooked.
Introducing the 76 Dodge Charger Daytona. Two-tone paint, radial tires, and glove-soft bucket seats. The Daytona is only one of 4 beautiful Chargers. And there's even one you can get hooked on for under $4,000.
The new Dodge Charger. Once you've looked, you're hooked.
You know, I'm enjoying my retirement more than ever. You want to know why? Well, my savings and loan is offering a brand new service. I went in and signed a simple application. It means that from now on, my monthly Social Security checks will be mailed directly to my savings account. This new service is quick, safe, and a lot easier for me. And I sure like that high interest rate. Why not stop in at your savings and loan and sign up?
Grandpa, I got one!
Campbell's new chunky minestrone is like homemade.
Campbell's new chunky chili beef's more like homemade.
Chunky minestrone has chunks of vegetables, and it's seasoned with Parmesan cheese, like homemade.
Chunky chili beef has chunks of beef with kidney beans and real chili flavor. More like homemade.
Chunky minestrone is so chunky, you'll be tempted to eat it with a fork.
Same here, but I use a spoon to get every drop. 2 new chunky soups.
Like homemade.
Ladies and gentlemen, through the years, Red Sox and baseball fans in New England have helped in the fight against cancer in children by supporting the Jimmy Fund. May we direct your attention to the commissioner's box near the Red Sox dugout, where 10-year-old Joey Tramontana of Hull, Massachusetts, representing children from throughout the world who've been treated through the Jimmy Fund at the Sidney Farber Cancer Center of Boston, will throw out the first ball for tonight's game. Joey Tramontana of Hull, Massachusetts.
The Jimmy Fund Started here by the Variety Club. The Boston Braves, picked up by the Red Sox, is one of the great charities of the world, and much research, advancement in the fight against cancer has been done here, as Cardinal Cushing used to call it, the little people's charity. Pennies, dimes, quarters, and dollars were sent in. And this young man represents youngsters and the Jimmy Fund here tonight. A fitting ceremonial first pitch for Game 7 in Boston. The Red Sox were on the field. Before this World Series started, in our opening remarks of Game 1, we dedicated the World Series to the fans of Cincinnati. Over 2 million the last 2 years have stormed in the Riverfront Stadium. They have been loyal, enthusiastic, and vocal. And we dedicated it to the fans of the Boston Red Sox. 1,700,000 came into Fenway Park, one of the tiniest ballparks in the majors. It is an amazing record. The attendance and the interest of Cincinnati and Boston was focused on his two teams. And now it's all wrapped up here tonight. And there is Bill Lee, ready to start his warm-up pitches from Southern California. His father's here tonight. His father says Bill Lee is not as far out in space as everybody says he is. He says sometimes I don't understand him, but he's a very sensitive, intelligent young man who's a lot of fun to be around. The Red Sox hope he's fun tonight, and the Cincinnati Reds are going to try and cause him misery. We've had a couple of changes in the lineup. The Reds have moved Joe Morgan up into the number 2 spot and dropped Ken Griffey down to number 7 with a left-hander on the mound for Boston. And the Red Sox, with Bernie Carbo hitting 2 pinch hit home runs in this series, are starting him in the leadoff spot in left field tonight. They have benched Cecil Cooper, and Yastrzemski is playing first base. And that's it. And it's going to be Lee against Gullett. And now it's my pleasure to bring in for the play-by-play of the opening half of this game one of the top broadcasters in baseball, a man who has broadcast the Red Sox games here for the last 15 years, and they're having an orderly race here. I think right now if he ran for mayor, he might win it. I'm talking about Ned Martin. Ned?
Thank you, Kurt, and good evening, everybody, and good evening to you, Mr. Kubek.
How you doing, Ned?
Fine. William Francis Lee, as he was born, he may not be that anymore, but there's his motion. He was a little bit miffed because he didn't start the 6th game. He went off after his manager and the press and the radio and the newspapers. He said that Darrell Johnson was taking the heat off himself, but actually I think it's a little bit of a Lee ploy, because that's the way he works off the field.
I think what he said afterwards, after he said he was miffed, when he said, if there is a 7th game, the spotlight will be even brighter. And that's the kind of guy he is, pitching tonight.
He likes it. Pete Rose leading off, 8 for 23 in the series. One of the big factors in the Reds coming here in the 7th game. Ball 1, we're underway. Rose, a switcher, batting right for the very few times that he has done it this series. A ball and a strike to leadoff batter Pete Rose, who'll be followed by Joe Morgan and Johnny Bench.
One of the early signs of Lee has it are the batters hitting the ball on the ground. His fastball is a natural sinker.
Swinging on the curveball that time. He has a curveball of various speeds. He will cut the fastball, which will run in on right-handed batters. He throws it across the seams. And he has the screwball, a good one. Short fly to right. Long run for Evans. He's there. 1 out.
He's covered everything in this series in right field. Short, long, into the stands, along the fences. About as good as young right fielders you'll find today.
That position out there was made for him because of the spaciousness of this park, with all the room to roam that he has, and also with that strong throwing arm, he can make the long throw.
He could play anywhere in the outfield, but right field is his spot with that strong arm across the third base. And he's had participated in something like 9 double plays this year, in which he got assists on knocking people down at home plate and at third. Here is Mr. Joe Morgan, 5 for 23. Ball 1.
Joe wanted me to say a happy birthday to his mother, Ollie, tonight, who was watching in Oakland, California. His mother's birthday.
Breaking pitch for a strike. The count is 1-1. Morgan is just about odds-on favorite, I'd say, to get Most Valuable Player award in the National League this year, and deservedly so. He does everything. Fastball. Missed. 2-1. Lee likes to work quickly. He's used to move around that 18-foot circle a lot out there, and they started to keep him minding his business. That's 3-1 now.
Second game of the World Series, we didn't get a chance to see Lee make any of the fanciest plays he's been noted for behind his back or through his legs. Maybe we'll catch his act tonight.
I told you about them, Tony. He can do it. Right. Morgan tried to hold up there, but couldn't. It was in there anyway, according to plate umpire Art France. Joe says, okay.
Here's the pitch. He took a little bit off, a sinker ball. Yeah, he went far enough.
It was over, too. 3-2 now to Morgan. 1 out, top of the first inning, game 7. Foul ball. That's Sugar, the first base coach.
You mentioned the home plate umpire Art France. We're back where we were for game 1 with a lineup of umpires that made the complete rotation. France was the home plate umpire in the opening game here in Boston.
That's right. 3-2 pitch. Got him. And you don't see that often. Joe Morgan doesn't strike out often.
That's his first strikeout of the series. That's the rest of the umpiring lineup. Pelosi at first, Barnett at second, Stello at third, Maloney in left, Davidson at right. And Morgan has struck out for the first time in the 75 series.
2 out, Johnny Bench, 6 for 25. All 1.
It'll be interesting to see how Bench goes after Lee today. The first time he saw him in game 2, he had 3 balls to center field, and of course a double to the right field corner, but yesterday he started pulling the ball a little more.
The shortstop, Burleson. 3 out. 1-2-3 inning for Lee. Going to the bottom of the first inning. Cincinnati nothing. The Red Sox coming up.
My uniform told me I need right guard double protection.
My coveralls told me I need right guard double protection.
If your clothes don't look and smell fresh, try Right Guard Double Protection Antiperspirant. It's an anti-odor antiperspirant. Helps protect you and your clothes from wetness, stains, and odor.
My tux told me I need Right Guard Double Protection.
Your clothes will tell you if you need Right Guard Double Protection.
What a face, attractive face, it's a perfect face, yes it is. Feels so smooth, twin blades smooth, so perfectly smooth, the best there is. You took your perfect face and gave it a perfect track to shave. You shaved it close and safe, now you've got that perfect.
Get the closest thing to a perfect shave. The Gillette Track 2 shaving system in regular or adjustable cartridges.
That perfect track to face.
Hugh Johnson writing for Gourmet magazine. Gallo Hardy Burgundy was the opening revelation of my California journey. Robert Lawrence Balzer, Holiday magazine. Gallo Hardy Burgundy is the greatest value in red wine in America. Bruce Galpin, Washington Post. Gallo Hardy Burgundy would grace anyone's table. Judge it yourself. It's richer, more robust, the best of the Burgundies. Ernest and Julio Gallo's California Hardy Burgundy.
Going into the bottom of the first inning, and left-hander Don Gullett, 15-4 on the year, and in this series, 1-1. And you remember the last time he was out. An overpowering game against the Red Sox last Thursday night in Riverfront Stadium. They got to him later on, but he was just awesome, and actually that was even the only laugher of a ball game.
What a record that is. 15 wins and 4 losses, and missing 2 months of the season with a broken thumb.
He would have been a 25-game winner.
I think so.
Well, here's Bernardo. Bernie Carbo, 2 for 4 in the series, and they're both home runs, both as a pinch hitter. And he not only talked his way into the starting lineup, but hit his way into it. He'd been figuring he should have been there all series. So he goes against his old ball club. A dramatic 3-run homer last night that changed the whole game around.
We're already comparing that with the Bobby Thompson blast back in 1951.
Darrell Johnson has not worried at all about left-hander against left-hander in this one. Carbo, Doyle, Yastrzemski, Lynn, and Lee, all left-handed batters. Right. Carbo is always a good first-half hitter. He was this year, even better than last year. He got into July hitting well. That inside-out stroke, he'll hit to the opposite field. At 15 homers. Fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
First game up here, Gullett did not have what we thought was his good fastball, and he may have been worried about that wall out in left field, especially the right-handed hitters. He was outside, then he had to come in. It's a different pitcher in Cincinnati.
Outside, ball 2. Funny, Rico Petrocelli, Tony, said that he looked faster to him here than he did out in Cincinnati, and it's hard to understand because I didn't think anybody in the league was faster than he was last Thursday.
He was not only fast, but his ball was darting around in the strike zone. It was moving in all directions.
Well hit to left center field, toward the wall. It is off the wall. Taken on a hop by Geronimo. Double for Carbo.
We have the kind of wind here tonight, blowing a little bit in from left field that actually held the ball in the ballpark. Here's Geronimo high off the wall. The wind held it in. 6 feet or so from going out of the ballpark, so Carbo continues with a hot bat.
He now has had 2 homers and a double in 5 times up. The wind is very important here. The first 2 games, especially you fans in Cincinnati, saw the wind blowing in and wonder why nobody hit the wall. When the wind's blowing out, it's different. That is not a good indication. The center field flag is blowing from third toward first.
Doyle, fly ball right field. Griffey right there. Carbo tags, bluffs, holds. 1 out. Ball getting away, too. With that getting away, Bernie could have made it in, but you never know that. So Denny Doyle, who was 7 for 26 in the series, flies out. Carbo is second base. Gullett returning to the mound to face Carl Yastrzemski. And Mr. Yastrzemski, very quietly, has climbed into contention also for a possible look, if the Red Sox should win it, for most valuable player in the series. 8 hits in 24 times. 2 of the runs he's knocked in have been game winners. Foul ball.
The Red Sox really, as we look at Carbo going back to second base, aside from the men they've been platooning, that's Carbo, Doyle, and Benitez, have been very consistent with their attack. They all, from number 2 spot through 8, have 7, 8 hits. They've had great consistency at bat, which has been a plus for them.
1 strike pitch. Breaking ball that time, 1-1.
Asked Darrell Johnson why Carbo tonight with the left-hander going. He said, because Doyle, Yastrzemski hit Gullett harder than my right-handers out in Cincinnati. Gullett comes in over the top. He's not one of those sidearm left-handers.
2-1.
That's the pitch he's going to have to get over the plate with all the left-handers in the lineup for the Red Sox, that curveball. Don Zimmer.
In the opener against Gullett, Yastrzemski went 1 for 3 and knocked in a run with a single, and that got Gullett out of the ballgame. Big swing. 2-2. In the game in Cincinnati, Yastrzemski was 1 for 3 also. There's Carlton Fisk on deck. So Yaz is 2 for 6 against Gullett with a run batted in. And to Morgan. Yaz out, but that gets Carbo to third with 2 away.
Carlton Fisk last night had a moment he'll never forget the rest of his life, neither will Red Sox fans. Here's the dramatic last part of him rounding the bases. His 12th inning home run. Watch him land on home plate. His teammates waiting for him. A moment he'll never forget.
He sure won't. They rang bells in Charlestown, New Hampshire for him last night.
The man that rang the bell said, I watched him grow up from a baby, and I thought I had the right to do it.
So Fisk is in with 2 out and Carbo at third. No score, bottom of the first. Big rip. He wanted another one.
I don't believe he woke anybody up with those bells last night. Do you?
I don't think so. They may have been awake. Check swing, and he strikes. 0-2 to Fisk. Good shot of Carlton during the playing of the national anthem. He was singing it along the line. They're shifted around to left on him. And Gullett just wanted him to chase bad fastball outside.
He thought his long drive to left was going to be foul. But it sort of started a hook and then drifted back fair and hit the foul pole. He stood at home plate and watched it.
He admired it. He knew he didn't have to go anywhere. Ball 2. 2-2. Carbo at third.
Gullett looks to have his good fastball now. If they can lay off, the Red Sox, that is, that high fastball away, it's tough to do because it takes off so. You've got to get him to get the ball down.
Got him. He got him, and he challenged him with a fastball. So the threat dies, and it's no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And going to the second inning, Cincinnati nothing, the Red Sox nothing.
This is Don Carter watching Earl Anthony, well on his way to being the first pro bowler to win $100,000 in a year. His ball, the new Ebonite Jarrow Magnum 6. Earl started his winning year by taking the LA Open, but in the last 6 weeks of the Pro Tour, he's rolled the new Magnum 6 to win 3 first, 1 second, and a third. Get the ball that's helping Earl Anthony win. Ebonite's new Jarrow Magnum 6. You'll get more fun for the money.
Fred and I have been partners for 16 years. He does the selling. I do the paperwork. There's only one problem. Fred. Okay, Fred, I have finally had it. You see this? It's a Xerox 3100 large document copier. At last, I can copy these big ledger sheets along with everything else, and you can have copies of your very own. Thank you. You'd think after 16 years he'd trust me. His own brother.
Sorry, we never got your reservation. Surprise!
You get enough surprises when you travel. That's why Holiday Inn thinks the best surprise is no surprise. You know you'll get a reservation you can count on and a big, comfortable room at a comfortable price. There are 152 special standards for rooms, reservations, restaurants that let you know at every Holiday Inn the best surprise is no surprise.
All right. Second inning at Fenway, 0-0 ball game, and the Reds coming up against Bill Lee with their cleanup hitter, Tony Perez. First baseman, 4 for 23 in the series, 2 of them home runs. Ball 1 from Bill Lee.
I asked Tony how he liked hitting this ballpark. He said, I don't like it. I hit the ball to center, right center anyway. I don't pull all the time.
Uh-oh, there it is. Slow, eephus curveball. Perez wanted nothing of it.
Look at Tony's expression as this ball loops high in the air over the plate. He wants to go, but he can't pull the trigger.
Fastball, Petrocelli. Got him. 1 out.
He's done a good job the entire series down there. He's made some good plays. He's made some tough plays look easy. This is not an easy play. You can see where he started. He roamed 8-10 feet to his left. He knows he's got time with Tony running. Been outstanding defensively.
He has certainly played the best third base defensively since Brooks Robinson's exploits with the Orioles.
He's playing it a lot like Brooks. You know, not unusually fast, but gets a good jump. A great season defensively when he was in there. Uh-oh, well hit toward left field, and Carbo will play it off the wall. Into second base goes Foster. Here's the throw, and he's out. Bernie Carbo throwing out George Foster, 2 away.
The home park advantage. You're going to see it right now. We've heard so much about the famed wall in left in Fenway. Carbo with Lynn backing him up with a perfect throw to Denny Doyle to get George Foster.
Carbo can't do anything wrong. He made a good play last night when they put him in the late inning. He's hitting home runs. He's doubled tonight. He is red hot. Perfect throw. Doyle puts the tag on the sliding Foster.
Great positioning by Larry Barnett, the second base upper. He got right down there in on the play.
Carbo, nobody realizes, has a very strong throwing arm. About as second on the club to Dwight Evans and maybe Freddie Lynn. But it's strong and it's accurate. Here is Dave Concepcion up. He's 4 for 24.
Here's the tag, Denny Doyle. Foster ran hard right from home plate. When you play the wall like Carbo just did, make that kind of throw with a strong arm, that's what happens.
To Concepcion, bounder to short. Carlson. And Yaz picks it off and swings the tag around for the third out. No runs, a hit, and nobody left. After an inning and a half, Cincinnati nothing, the Red Sox nothing.
And as you retire, Joe, carry this gold watch with you.
This year, Joe's retiring, not you. But when you do retire, you'll need more than a watch. You'll need money. So find out if you qualify for the new individual retirement savings plan at your savings and loan. The new income tax laws make this plan very profitable. Stop by at your savings and loan and ask about their individual retirement savings account. That watch is running.
Now Black & Decker has come along with a handyman's helper that's mighty strong. It's small and light, but it pulls its weight. It's the super incredible workmate. Yeah, it's more than a bench and more than a vise. It's got both things working, and that's kind of nice. You can pound on it, a saw on it, a plane of door on it, and a whole lot more. Yeah, when you're alone and there's work to do, the workmate will help you see it through.
Your engine takes one heck of a beating, enduring more heat and stress than you could imagine. It's thirsty for an oil that's rich and tough enough to take it. Pennzoil's the oil. Pure Pennsylvania-grade crude oil, an oil that always performs. And since Pennzoil has its own additive, you don't pay extra for anything. But you have to ask for Pennzoil to get it.
Who killed the author of the racy memoirs? Can you solve it before Ellery? A fascinating crime puzzle on Ellery Queen tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central Time on NBC.
Bottom of the second inning, and Fred Lynn up against Don Gullett. Ball one to Freddie, who hit that wall last night. Got the tailbone, but he's back in there. A lot of heat today. 7 for 23 in the series, 5 RBIs. It's 1 for 1. 1-1 now to Gullett, and against Gullett, he has done well. He's 3 for 8 in the 2 games he's faced Don Gullett, including a double, which drove in a run. A ball and a strike to Lynn. And it's outside, ball 2. Don Gullett, considered by many maybe one of the 4 best pitchers in baseball right now. The Red Sox liken him a little bit to Vida Blue of the A's. Both throw hard. 2-1 pitch. All 3.
Yet he reminds me more of Frank Tanana of the California Angels with the same kind of fastball, darting in all different directions, as overpowering as Tanana at times.
There's a pitcher that's going to be up among the good ones. Boy, did he look good against the Red Sox this year. Lynn takes ball 4. Lynn's on with leadoff walk, and there's the Red Sox bullpen. Everybody's there tonight, including Louis Tiant, who said, "I'll pitch if you need me." There's the Red bullpen. Everybody's out there, and that was depleted last night.
That was the only empty seats in the house in the 11th and 12th innings.
Rico Petrocelli, and they've started a chant here now like Louis Tiant. They go, Rico, Rico. All of a sudden, these things have sprung loose in this crazy little ballpark. Petrocelli, 7 for 23, and has played impeccably at third. Well hit to left Way back, it's hooking. It is going to be a foul ball. There was a Petroselli shot, much like the Carlton Fisk shot of last night, but it kept hooking. It kept hooking, and it's a long strike.
He has that Fenway Park swing, that short stroke. He can yank the ball out here. He hit 40 home runs one year as a shortstop.
He's tried to eliminate that uppercut in recent years. A few years ago when he was hitting 40 home runs, he had more of an uppercut. He's gone more the opposite way this year, more for average, trying to cut down his swing.
Chopper to third, foul. Rose taking it just off the line. Glenn will have to go back again. Petroselli's had a couple of hits against Gullett. He got it in the two hits off him in the opener, a double, and no, one hit, a double and a walk, and he got shut out the last time out.
Morgan and Gullett having a little conference right behind the mound. We don't know if he's telling him that he's going to take the throw if a ball's hit right back to Gullett, or tell him something about positioning. Morgan's always in the ball game. We've got a lot of team leaders on this Cincinnati team. Morgan's just one.
Rose is another. Two of them in the infield.
Benches and bat.
Not two. Got him. Rico going for that rising fastball, and the two strikeouts have been on the fastball.
White Evans robbed Joe Morgan last night. They call it one of the greatest plays in the history of Fenway Park. Here it is. Evans going for this ball, and look at that. Robbed him of a home run and saved the game for the Red Sox.
Another one of those miraculous plays that occurred on both sides last night. Foster made one, a game-saving throw from short left for a double play. That one by Evans. Looked bad on that one, strike one.
Sparky Anderson called that the greatest catch he's ever seen. He considered the pressure of World Series into that catch.
I think you got it. 7 for 22 for Evans on the series. Came on strong in the latter part of the season after having a bad middle half when he was hurt. He had a groin pull and a bad shoulder. In and out of the lineup. Went down on his confidence a little bit and then started to hit. Fly ball, shallow left. Long run for Foster. Rose back there. Rose has it. And back to first base in a hurry goes Lynn as they tried to double him up. Evans fouls to Pete Rose.
Well, Pete isn't the prettiest thing playing third. He plays it like Pepper Martin, but he gets the job done.
He does with his chest, his head, and his nose, and everything.
When they moved him in from left field to third base in May, that's when their big red machine took off and rolled to 108 wins, the third highest wins in the history of the National League.
Well, we've said it before. Pete Rose's unselfishness enabled George Foster to play, and you saw what kind of year Foster had. Pete could have said, no, I want to stay right where I am, left field. I've been an all-star there, too.
Rose the kind of guy that the opposing players hate but admire. Here's Rick Burleson, 7 for 21, hitting .333 in the series. Good fastball, but a little bit inside. Ball one. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network. Gullett to Burleson. To the opposite field. It's Griffey right there, though. That's it. In the Red Sox second. No runs, no hits, and one left. And after 2 innings of play, it's 0-0.
I bet I've jumped at least 1,000 times. But this is the big one. This is relax.
Last night, Ken Griffey became the first Red to hit the left field wall. He tripled in left center. It's a play that Fred Lynn was injured on when he crumpled to the ground out there. The Red Sox have been very impressed with Griffey. They knew all about Bench and Rose and Morgan. But Griffey, just 25 years old, a 300 hitter, looks like he's on his way to National League stardom.
Frank Malzone, a super scout for the Red Sox, I asked after the first and second games, I said, you know, do you and Eddie Casco's plans jibe on these guys? He said, yeah, pretty much on everybody except Griffey. He said, he fooled us. We thought that he wouldn't go after those outside pitches. You get the ball in on him that he'll have trouble with. But he's hit as well as anybody in this series, and he's hit with power, too.
And can he run?
Who? Ken Griffey on the series is 6 for 24. A lot of extra bases in there. Doubles, triples. Lee's first pitch, a curveball.
They feel someday that Ken Griffey has a chance to lead the National League in hitting. He still does not know how to bunt. We know he beats out a lot of infield hits. He still is not selective at the plate. He swings at a lot of bad balls. He needs some refinements.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, he's going to leg out about 30 points on his average anyway on ground balls.
And his hitting coach, Ted Krasuski, feels that someday he may hit 15 or 20 home runs.
Base hit, right center field, Ken Griffey. Lynn with the pickup. Griffey takes the wide turn. They're not going to run him now. So Griffey continues to hit. That's his 7th hit in the series. He's 7 for 25. The Reds have the lead man on with nobody out and Geronimo up. A factor in this series also is Geronimo both ways, offensively and defensively. Came up with a terrific catch on Carl Yastrzemski out in Cincinnati, the center field wall. He's 7 for 22 at the plate. With power, he had a home run against Louis Tiant last night. Watch Griffey.
He was breaking back to first base. Ned, interestingly, Joe Morgan before the game said that they have solved, or he has solved, the move that Bill Lee has. He said, we know he throws a lot of different ways to first, but we've picked something up when he goes home. And he's relayed it to Griffey. He's relayed it to Dave Concepcion. All he's got to do now is execute.
Well, see if Griffey will try. Chopper to Doyle, to Burleson, and they've got the double play. Denny Doyle to Rick Burleson to Carl Yastrzemski, getting 2 fast men.
Here from our camera in left center field in this famed scoreboard here in Boston. Tailor-made double play, very smooth. Griffey with no chance to get a good jump to take Burleson out. And we'll look at Burleson go right after that runner. He doesn't shy away. He goes right at you with that throw.
And that's a hard man to double up because Geronimo can go down the line.
Okay, 2 down and Gullett up. Don Gullett, 1 for 6 in the series. Now pitchers cut at that one. Strike 1.
This kid's an athlete. He can hit some, runs, fields. He's a natural-born athlete.
Strike. You know, you feel that he's been around a long time. He's a veteran. He's only 24. William Francis Lee. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, Ned, you mentioned he's only 24. He's pitching in his 7th World Series game at that very tender age.
Got a few good years ahead of him, I'd say. There's a base hit by Gullett into the opposite field. Stings one out there. So Bill Lee is starting to pitch a Legion type of game. He'll give up a lot of hits, but he'll induce the ground ball in a double play.
Gullett hit Lee that time like a lot of the other Cincinnati players are going to have to go the opposite way, especially the right-handers. They start trying to pull it. They're on the end of the bat, the ground balls. He's got quite a few already in just under 3 innings.
Throws a blooper pitch to umpire France. Pete Rose will be the batter. He flied to right field in the first. That's what he's done in his last 20 ball games, including the series, the playoffs, and the final week of the season. Strike 1. Pete came up last night, said to Carlton Fisk while he was batting, some kind of ball game, isn't it? He appreciated being in it. And Fisk said, yeah, it sure is.
And ended it.
When Carbo came up after hitting a home run the next time, Bench said to him, I don't believe it. Carbo says, I don't either, Johnny.
They needle each other a lot in 1 and 2 draft choices. Over but low. 1 and 1.
Yastrzemski with Gullett on first base is really off the bag quite a bit, protecting that hole between him and Doyle. Not feeling Gullett is a base-stealing threat in this situation.
It's 2 and 1 now to Rose, and Fisk down to Yastrzemski, but Gullett's back. Yaz will play about the loosest first base in the American League. He doesn't hold tight a lot. He would against, a Griffey or somebody like that, or a Morgan. But he'll half hold a lot. Foul ball.
You know, you had George Scott up here, Ned, for quite a few years. There's Alex Gramis, and he's one of the best in the business. But Yastrzemski plays an excellent first base. He isn't just an outfielder moved to first base because he couldn't run anymore. He plays that position well.
He said the worst part about it was learning the positioning, where to be on balls hit to right or center. That was the most difficult part. Otherwise, he can get ground balls.
It's not all that easy. They think you can just put anybody over and play first base. A lot of fancy footwork involved.
There's that play, Tony. Lee is going to try for the man at second, and he's got him. Throws to Doyle on a hustle play by Lee, and we'll watch it again.
And Gullett by not sliding. First of all, watch Lee. Between the legs, he knocks the ball down. There it is, the play that he has patented. He gets the ball, decides his only shot is at second base, and Gullett, by not sliding, is out at second.
Okay, at the end of 2.5 innings, no score.
The investor, searching for opportunity. It might be in stocks one day, treasury bills the next, and then in something else. How can you plan for the future when the present is changing so fast? Merrill Lynch invites you to National Investment Seminar Week, October 27th through the 31st. Hear a panel of professionals tell how to manage your money in today's changing economy. For tickets and information, call your nearest Merrill Lynch office. Merrill Lynch is bullish on America.
The Sears Die Hard. The battery you've seen start 5 cars is now on sale. Right now, you can save $7 on the Die Hard. Now, only $37.95. Get the battery that lives up to its name. The Die Hard, and save $7 on sale nationwide. Only at Sears.
I think women are becoming a little more frightening to men these days. Maybe because we're freer to do much more. But some men aren't intimidated at all. They enjoy our freedom. Those are the men I like. And you know, those are the men who wear English leather cologne. English leather fits the way they live. It's so clean and natural, and I love it. So all my men wear English leather, or they wear nothing at all.
Look for English leather in a wide selection of gift sets.
Here's that play that Bill Lee made. I tell you, Tony, second game of the season, he's made those plays a lot this year, between his legs and behind him on the backhand. And he made a good fielding play, a very close play at second. Here's Lee up now, and there's strike one.
So it's no accident.
No, it's not. That's the way he follows through, and the glove just kind of guides itself somewhere. It has eyes of its own. Strike two. Gullett's got 2 quick strikes on Lee. Bill is 0 for 3 in the series. He likes to hit, but he hasn't hit much. And he tries to bunt on third strike, and that's strike 3. That ball was nowhere near fair territory, as you see.
With Bernie Carbo coming up, when he was with the Reds, he used to carry that gorilla around with him, that toy gorilla. Whatever happened to that?
His name was Mighty Joe Young. Scipio Spinks, a pitcher for the Cardinals, sent it to Bernie when he was over here for good luck. And Bernie took it around the league with him and got so bad that some of the players threatened to burn it. So he finally sent it home. We had it in our booth for part of the year, but there's a lot of Bernie Carbo stories. He had it down in Dallas. He put it up on the table with him and ordered coffee for it and separate checks and things like that. Ball one.
This year he had the Buddha, the counteract, the witch doctor from the Orioles.
Yeah, he's got a little gold Buddha. Yeah.
Did the gorilla pick up the checks?
No, Bernie had to pay for it. That's why he got rid of it. 1-0 pitch. It's inside and 2-0 to Carbo, who doubled his first time up. Two balls, no strikes. Scoreless ball game, third inning. He got it in there with a check swing. Good fastball. Gullett has 3 strikeouts in the game. He's walked 1. And the only hit he's given up was to Carbo. Breaking ball, 3-1.
He still hasn't been able to get his breaking ball over, and the Red Sox will continue to lay back, look for the fastball.
3 balls, 1 strike to Carbo. That's the fastball, and he's got it by him. 3-2.
Last night, it almost looked like the pitch that he nearly struck out on before he hit the home run in the 8th inning.
He was
as Rose
jammed.
said, he had a pitiful swing on it, and he turns right around and wham into the center field bleachers.
All he was doing with that pitch was fighting it off. 3-2. To the opposite field, but foul.
The Reds' book, put together by Ray Shore. There's Mrs. Gullett. The Reds' book on Carbo is to keep the ball in on his fist. They say he cannot get at it. Eastwood got the ball a little bit over the plate, and you saw what happened.
Well, he likes that inside-out stroke, and he can handle an inside pitch if it's not a real tough one. You get that right arm driving and get it out there to the wall. Ball 4. He's on again. Second walk given up by Gullett. 1 out, 1 on, and Denny Doyle coming up. He flied to right field in the first. Sparky Anderson and his brain trust down there. Anderson has made a lot of friends in Boston and all over the country, and his gracious interviews, his candid remarks.
He's a great ambassador for baseball.
Gullett to Doyle. That had something on it. Ball 1. Denny finished strongly, as you can see. He also had that 22-game hitting streak in mid-season. Longest in the American League. And they had Carbo going. A play was on, and Doyle, who is good with bat control, fouled it off, and Bernie has to go back.
Red Sox running, trying to run and hit, or they hit and run. They have not stolen a base in this 7-game series. The Reds have swiped 7.
Well, the Red Sox didn't steal much. They ran some, but they didn't steal an awful lot during the year. They're not a running ball club.
They're a good base running ball club, though. They'll be aggressive on the base pass, go from first to third, score from second base. Sometimes this series, as we look at Carbo, they've played a little too aggressively, been caught at home a few times.
Run into a few outs on the bases. 1-1 to Doyle. Base hit right field. Carbo will try it for third. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Carbo at third on a solid single to right field by Denny Doyle.
And Denny Doyle has now hit safely in every game of this series, the only player in both clubs to do so.
He's got 8 hits now and 28 trips. Start talking about people who have gone for that most valuable player. There's a lot of them on both clubs. Here's Yastrzemski up with a chance to help his ball club and put himself out in front. Yaz grounded to second base in the first inning, and they're coming alive here at Fenway. Base hit, right field. Carbo scores. Here comes Doyle. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Yaz goes to second base. Everybody's safe. 1-0 Red Sox.
There's Sparky's on the phone to his bullpen. He has Sugar making the call. 2 consecutive plays on balls hit to Griffey. He overthrew his cutoff man. The Concepcion going to third. Doyle did not take advantage of it, but Carl Yastrzemski did. He kept on going to second. There's Pedro Barbone, who's getting loose. Looks also like Jack Billingham taking his jacket off. Good base running by Yaz, Ned.
Excellent. He took that extra base, and he had it easily, as Griffey did overthrow. And now the Red Sox have runners in scoring position. Second and third with 1 out, 1 run in, and the left-handers have been hitting Gullett this inning. And Fisk is going to be put on. First base open. They'll take their chances with Freddie Lynn.
Out in Cincinnati, it was Doyle and Yastrzemski who hit the best shots off Gullett. They were better than the right-handers in the Red Sox lineup, as we said earlier, and they've been that way tonight.
So Anderson wants Fisk out of there, although Gullett did strike out Carlton his first time up. But they want to get the bases loaded, take the chance on the force at any base, or set up a double play with Lynn, a left-handed batter, on deck.
Let's look at that base set. There's Pete Rose, who's trying to give a decoy. Take a throw to get Yastrzemski at second. Then he wouldn't move. Pete never stops talking. There is Larry Shepard, pitching coach, out to talk to Gullett.
Shepard just may not have the hook with him. It's usually given by Anderson when he comes out. The bases are full, and Freddie Lynn is up. Bullpen activity, double-barreled activity. Two right-handers. On your left is Pedro Borbon, and Jack Billingham is on your right. Everybody up and throwing tonight. So it's cacophony of sound here at Fenway as Freddie Lynn is up with the bases loaded. Third inning, Red Sox leading 1-0. Lynn walked in the second. Big rip, strike one. And Gullett just went to him that time. He challenged him with a hopping fastball.
Cincinnati infield at double play depth. Ball is hit to Rose or Perez. If they can't turn to double play, they'll come home.
And quickly, Gullett's ahead of Lynn, 0-2.
Here's Bench, the kind of beating that, even with a mask, a catcher takes at times on the foul tip. Well, that's the umpire's basket hit. Art France, that'll jolt you.
0-2, one out. Little bit low, ball one. Didn't miss by much. 3 on. Doyle at third, Yaz at second, and Fisk at first. Looking over the shoulder of Carl Yastrzemski as he looks over his own shoulder towards coverage possible by Morgan. 1-2 to Lynn. Ball 2. Didn't miss by much. Been low twice now to Fred. Gullett working in a jam here. Strike 3. And Lynn doesn't care for the call as he is out on strikes. A called third strike and a clutch one for Gullett. That's his 4th and the biggest of the game so far for Gullett. Now it's up to Petroselli. He struck out in the second. Rico had a foul home run his first time up and then struck out. Ball 1. Rico has 3 runs batted in the series, and a couple of them have been big ones.
All 3.
Miss Don Gullett's wife, Mrs. Gullett, having a time right now. Ball 2.
Red Sox hitters now have started to lay off that high fastball. They were swinging at it the first couple of innings. There's Sparky. They're getting Gullett to get the ball down. His fastball is not quite as lively, and he's getting behind because of it.
2-0 to Petroselli. Bases full. Ball 3. No place to put him. There's Don Zimmer.
They've been giving the Red Sox a lot of green lights on 3-0. We'll see what they do with Petroselli.
Don't know about now. With the way Gullett's been throwing to him, might let him come in with one and see if he gets a strike. We'll see. Of course, if Rico gets the ball in his wheelhouse, why, he could lose it here. Petroselli right now is 9 lifetime Grand Slams, and that's more than any active player now in the American League. He's taking. Harmon Killebrew had to have more, but he's out. Foul, and Gullett's right back with him, 3-2. Here's a big pitch. Everybody will be going. See if he works from the stretch. Some pitchers don't, and it's a big mistake.
Concepcion now having a conference with the third base umpire. I don't know what is happening. There might be a light some were up in the press box shining in his face, asking that it be turned out. That's Dick Stello, the third base umpire. Somebody's flashing something in the eyes of Concepcion.
Light up there over press row. Looks right off to the left there. Maybe the one bothering him. All right, 3-2, full windup. Runners going. Ball four. Red Sox lead 2-0 as Doyle scores.
Number 24.
2-0 lead for Boston.
Right there.
Petrocelli with an RBI. Base is still loaded. Sparky Anderson still worried. The batter, Dwight Evans. Seventh. Ball one, very high and outside.
Well, it looks almost too strong tonight, too rested.
Maybe overthrowing.
Fastballs he's thrown hard have been high out of the strike zone. He hasn't had his good velocity down in the strike zone. And they said of him in his first pitching performance in the first game of the World Series that the wall in left field did not affect him, but he was wild, high, and outside in that ball game, and that's where he is today, trying to keep the ball away from right-handed hitters getting behind them.
He's walked 4 so far, and he's struck out 4. 3 of the walks have been this inning, 1 an intentional one. Ball 2. Gullett on the year averaged slightly over 3 walks per 9 innings. About the same as his average last year. Now he's already walked 4. 2-0 to Evans. Ball 3. And he is high and outside with everything.
Boy, that's frustrating for a manager to be in that dugout and watch those pitchers throw those balls with men on like that. Frustrating.
3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Another run across. Red Sox lead 3-0 as Yastrzemski scores.
And like Darrell Johnson in yesterday's ball game, who went a long while with Louis Tiant because Tiant is Darrell Johnson's best. Sparky going a little bit longer with Gullett because he knows Gullett is his best.
Well, the Red Sox bench, number 12 was Bobby Heiss, who hasn't even played in the series and is one of the most enthusiastic players that the Red Sox have. Sparky Anderson goes right along with Gullett. He's got Bourbon and Billingham ready in the bullpen. And here's Rick Burleson up, the number 9 hitter this inning.
And right now, Sparky Anderson is managing with his heart. He does not want Gullett to go out of the last game of the season and look badly, and that's the kind of man he is.
Little foul ball. It's going to go out of play. Strike 1 to Burleson, who flied to right his first time up. So the Red Sox, with the benefit of just 2 hits this inning, have gotten 3 runs. The wildness of Don Gullett. 4 walks in the inning. 2 of them forcing home runs. Youngster with a game battle on his hands right now. Ball low. Burleson had a notion. That pitch wasn't too bad. That was a little bit low, but over the plate. 1-1 to Burleson. Carves a foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gullett has a stuff tonight. There's no doubt about that.
He's
When he's in
throwing
that
hard.
strike zone, you're not getting around on him. All the hits have been by left-handers, oddly enough. The right-handers haven't been able to get around on him.
Doyle and Yastrzemski pulled him, and Carbo went to the wall for the base hits. It's 1-2 now to Burleson. 3-0 Red Sox, 3rd inning. Inside, 2-2. Boy, that's nasty. A wicked pitch.
Bench never ceases to amaze me with his agility behind the plate, the quickness of his hands, the sureness. He does it again. He might have saved a run right there.
Strike 3 to Burleson. He comes back to strike out the side, actually. And 3 runs for the Red Sox. They had a pair of hits. They leave 3 after 3 innings. 3-0 Boston.
The right equipment, power behind it.
hair, you need the power and equipment you get from a Max for Men hairdryer. Power to dry fast, a comb for detangling, a brush for smoothing, and airflow to help give hair that full, thick look. Shape up your hair with Max for Men from Gillette.
Gillette introduces Track 2 Shave Cream. New, different than ordinary shave creams, because Track 2 is Gillette's before and after shave cream. Before you shave, it softens whiskers for the smoothest shave possible. After you shave, special aftershave conditioners keep your skin soft and smooth. Conditioners that fight aftershave dryness. New Track 2 Shave Cream with aftershave conditioners.
She's growing up fast, but she's still your little girl. Get yourself an SX70 land camera and try to capture her. Or all 6 of them. You can share the wonder as you watch the pictures develop in minutes before your eyes. You, Polaroid's Deluxe SX70, and your daughter. Do it now. Before you know it, she's going to be somebody else's girl.
It's a hard way to become a freebie, isn't it?
Well, I'll say. You're going up there to nosebleed heaven there, I believe. You're right on top. Those kids are up there. They're lighting sparklers. They're having a great time. Gives me acrophobia, as a matter of fact. I don't bother with it.
Anybody who's seen a lot of games in this park knows without the wind blowing in, that's Joe Morgan's wife, by the way, when the wind is not blowing in, a 3-run lead is not much in this ballpark.
No, he's seen it dissipate so often, so quickly. Joe Morgan struck out in the first. Lee's pitch low, ball 1. Bill had to sit out a long inning now. Let's see if it affected him at all. There he bunts, a beauty. Lee will play it, not in time. He can't get it over there. He had to make a do-or-die effort with his bare hand, but a perfect bunt by Morgan.
And this is something that Morgan rarely does. He doesn't beat out many bunts. He doesn't try to. He likes to pull the ball. This is just perfect. As soon as he made Yastrzemski try to field it, you can see how Lee falls off toward the third base side. No chance for a play, although Lee makes one heck of an effort.
Tried to scoop it to Yastrzemski, but that's a base hit in any ballpark. A perfect drag bunt.
Now let's see if Morgan, even though he's down 3-0, tries to excite the Cincinnati ball club and try for the steal. He's done it in the past when his team's been down.
Well, he seems to have figured out Lee's move. At least he says he has, and told Griffin and Concepcion and others about it. Johnny Bench is 0 for 1. He grounded to shortstop in the first. There's Morgan with his lead. And a good one. About a 5.5 step lead. Ball 1.
He marks off 15 feet. He comes out in pregame practice, goes to the edge of the grass, paces it off. It's a little mark in the grass, 2 feet longer on left-handers than right-handers, which is unorthodox.
In his home ballpark, he can mark it a lot better with that dirt around first base and then nothing but the artificial turf.
Joe going back.
He's going back, and it was a pretty good pitch to go on, Tony, if you had to. It was a soft pitch by Lee. 2-0 to Bench. 3-0. And now Lee is digging himself some trouble. The Reds were down 3-0 last night early, and they came back. They went ahead by 3.
Ned and Kurt, this is the part of base stealing that Morgan talks a lot about, and he says base stealers don't get enough credit, and that is psyching the pitcher out, worrying about him at first, and getting the fastball or bad pitches to the hitter.
Morrow, strike called. Bench thought he had a walk. Forget it, Johnny.
3-0, Johnny left too soon. The umpires will always tell you in this case, how did you know? You weren't there to see it. You were starting out of the box, didn't have a good look.
Doing Edgar Kennedy slow take. 3-1 to Bench. To deep right center. Long run for Lynn. He's there. He's got it. And can't make any other play. Morgan plays it cozily, and Dyke Evans fell down. Almost got in his way.
Here's Lynn with that drift that just has become so familiar, that nice glide of his. The wind was pushing the ball away from him a little bit. He had thoughts of going to first to throw behind Morgan, but Evans got in his way.
That was a good pick there, wasn't it?
Yeah, good rolling blocks. Lynn is very deceptive in covering ground with those long, graceful strides.
All right, here's Tony Perez. Grounded to third his first time up. 4 for 24 for Perez, including 2 home runs in 1 game in Cincinnati. There's Lee's move. Bill picked off a dozen people this year. There goes Morgan. He's got it stolen, boy.
Carlton had trouble getting the ball out of his mitt. He really swiped that one. That's 8 steals now for the Reds.
You talk about reading a pitcher. He read him to the point where he goes in standing up. Fisk did get the ball caught in the webbing of his glove, but it was just no contest, so Morgan does, in fact, know something about Bill Lee.
Got a great jump that time and steals a base. And Fisk couldn't have gotten him with an M14. 2 strikes to Bent, to Perez. Petrocelli's back.
You got to keep your eye on Morgan here, too, because he says at times he can steal third easier than he can second. Either Burleson or Doyle too close to him around the bag.
I don't know, though. With 3 runs down and Bent and Perez up there, maybe you just hold. Pop up, right side, into shallow right. Evans on. Doyle wants it, but it's Evans. 2 outs.
Doyle wants everything out there, doesn't he?
The little guy ranges pretty well out there. So now there are 2 down with Morgan at second, and here's Foster. And George has 8 hits in the series.
I'd have to think if this man played in this park half the season,
he'd love it.
That 20 home run total of his, or a little bit more than that, might be 30 or 35. He is really built for this ballpark.
He can hit here. And he's going to be a fine, fine ball player for years with Cincinnati. They got him from San Francisco, and great pickup.
Everybody said, who's George Foster?
Got him on the changeup. See if there's room for Fisk. Yep. The changeup gets Foster, and it's no runs. 1 hit and 1 left. After 3.5 innings, it is 3-0 Red Sox.
I've been a serviceman for 23 years, and this RCA XL100 chassis has one of the sharpest and clearest pictures I've ever seen.
That was one TV expert. What about others? What color TV do more of these TV experts own? RCA, right down the line. Think about it.
The colors that I see on the XL100 just reach right out and grab my eye.
If it isn't RCA, it isn't XL100.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
This Charger comes with a new low price.
Cold Park's easy and my, that's nice.
Ram Charger, 4-wheel drive for traction. Sportsman gets the crowd to the action.
You have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
My 4-door Dodge holds a whole car full.
My big Dodge wagon holds a nursery school. This Dart has a trunk about 2 miles wide.
This Ram Charger has a cooler inside.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
Hugh Johnson writing for Gourmet magazine. Gallo Hardy Burgundy was the opening revelation of my California journey. Robert Lawrence Balzer, Holiday magazine. Gallo Hardy Burgundy is the greatest value in red wine in America. Bruce Galpin, Washington Post. Gallo Hardy Burgundy would grace anyone's table. Judge it yourself. It's richer, more robust, the best of the Burgundies. Ernest and Julio Gallo's California Hardy Burgundy.
That's our handheld camera. What composition?
It looks like something out of an old Sherlock Holmes movie. Somebody hanging. But he's watching the game, and the Red Sox bat in the 4th inning. It is Bill Lee leading off, ball 1. Don Gullett in there. Walked a couple of runs home and gave up another one in the 3rd, but got out of it by striking out Burleson with the bases loaded. A strike to Lee. who fanned. Well, he didn't fan. He struck out his first time up. He tried to bunt on the third strike and fouled it off. 2-1. Lee was a pretty good hitter in college at Southern Cal. He'll tell you. But all pitchers do tell you that. 2-2.
Did he bring his honey to the ballpark tonight?
Yeah, he always has that. And the ginseng and all those other incantations he goes through. He's on to transcendental meditation a little bit. Reads Kurt Vonnegut. And he gets a base hit to right field.
All the hits by left-handers.
Right. Bill Lee with his first hit of the series.
Gullett continued having problems getting his breaking ball over. That looked like a curveball or something off speed that he just hung up in the eyes of Bill Lee.
Bernie Carbo coming up, and he's perfect on the night. Has doubled and walked and scored. 3 for 5, a double and 2 home runs. Lee at first. And bullpen action again for the Reds. Bad pitch and gets away from bench, and Lee goes to second. Wild pitch.
Gullett trying to bust Carbo high and tight to make him pop the ball in the air. Bench starts moving out a little forward and then loses the ball off the edge of his glove. Scored as a wild pitch.
They may have a change of Red Sox strategy now. Don Zimmer, the third base coach, talking to Carbo with a runner on second, nobody out. As you look at Fred Norman, a left-hander, and Pedro Borbon, the right-hander.
So Sparky's got people ready as Carbo comes up with a count of 1-0. Red Sox leading 3-0 in the 4th inning of Game 7. It's high, ball 2, and Gullett is way up on everything. Red Sox being selective, and no wonder. Carbo walked a lot of times this year. He was more selective than he had been. That's toward the middle. Morgan looks at third but goes to first. Carbo's out, but Lee moves to third with 1 out.
Bernie does his job. They took the bunt off. He was trying to pull the ball. Just gets by Gullett to his left as he falls off to the third base side. Little Joe with a good play. He's done a good job defensively. He goes very well to his right.
Now the Reds have to bring the infield in. With 1 out, Bill Lee at third, and the Red Sox ahead 3-0.
Yeah, they can't start conceding runs now. They're down by 3. They can't lay back and say, we'll get to anybody safe. They got to cut a run off the plate if they can. They're in about 2/3 of the way anyway. That's shortstop Concepcion. Check swing, and it's taken by Rose. Fair ball in time to get Doyle, and a break for the Reds as Denny Doyle on a check swing grounds to Rose and makes a play.
Good piece of base running by Bill Lee. A lot of base runners might have been caught off on this one. Rose goes for him and sees Lee's back. Gets the runner first.
Okay, 2 down, and Lee's at third base, and Yastrzemski up. Carl has grounded to second and singled home a run. Pop-up, sky high, and playable. Perez and Morgan. Joe makes the grab, and Gullett gets out of it very, very nicely. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And after 4, it's Red Sox 3, Reds nothing.
You're the one.
Come on in out of those crazy prices.
You are the only reason. You're the one.
Come into McDonald's.
We take pride in pleasing.
It's kind of crazy out there. But in here at McDonald's, we do our best to keep our prices low, which means you can still get a lot of good food, like McDonald's 100% pure beef hamburgers, world-famous French fries, triple thick shakes, icy cold Coca-Cola, and hot apple and cherry pies. And it's still at McDonald's sensible prices. So come on in out of those crazy prices.
You're why our prices are low, 'cause you deserve a break today. At McDonald's, we do it all for you.
Where your dollar gets a break every day.
We do it all for you.
Relive baseball history with this World Series Memorable Moments poster featuring greats like Willie Mays and Babe Ruth. For your 2x3-foot poster, send a $3 check or money order to Major League Baseball Poster, P.O. Box 666, San Francisco, California. Or enjoy these memorable moments on the cover of the 1975 official World Series program. For your copy, send a $2.50 check or money order to Major League Baseball Program, P.O. Box 666, San Francisco, California.
The preceding announcement was furnished by Major League Baseball.
You know, Ned and Tony, it was a sad sight for me to see after the game last night. Larry Barnett having to be ushered off the field with an armed guard. Of course, the Red Sox fans were unhappy with his, controversial interference call out of Cincinnati. The only other call we've had, I think, has been a little controversial, was Colosi calling a balk on Tion. Outside of that, and it could have gone either way. They were judgment calls. Every umpire in this World Series is umpiring his first World Series. I think they've done an excellent job.
I do, too, and Larry Barnett right there is a figure to be admired for coming out and having a lot more on his mind than just a ball game, but doing his job last night at third base.
And he said he'd make the call the same way if it happened again.
Dave Concepcion leading off for the Reds in the fifth inning. The Red Sox leading 3-0 in Game 7. Here's the hot pitch by Lee. Strike one. They've come up with 3 of them in the game, and nobody's offered at them. Ball one.
A lot of showmen in this game of baseball, but the Red Sox have 2 of them. One pitched last night, Tion, and one is pitching today. There's Griffey.
Right. Fastball. So he's moving the ball around, changing speeds. Lee has given up 4 hits, as has Gully.
He has good control for the assortment of pitches that he has. He can keep that sinking fastball outside and low. It's difficult to do when you throw so many different deliveries and pitches.
Little high, 2-2. Big crowd here. Galvanized. Went for the fastball, and it's 2-2 to Concepcion.
The Reds are a great fastball hitting team. Lee is serving them up the sinkers, breaking stuff.
Well, he pitched as good a game as the series has seen, really. Sunday a week ago. Ran into trouble in the ninth and giving up that leadoff double to bench. Opposite field, Yaz backhands, has to hurry, not in time.
Lee broke late that time, coming off the mound.
Yep.
His style of falling so off the mound toward third base got him in trouble that time, and of course Concepcion, leaning over the plate for the outside pitch, got a good break out of the box. Watch Lee hustle over right at the end. He has the ball in his grasp. When he tags Concepcion, well, he never did have possession.
Yastrzemski led him well on that, but he never did get the tag made, and he dropped it.
We have a man at first base now who's attempted 3 steals, completed all 3 in this World Series, and stole 33 out of 39 during the year.
Concepcion. He's got 5 hits now in the series.
Ned, I think this is where you see in Kurt difference in the style of play in the American and National League. There are just a couple of teams, California Angels 1, who will steal bases when they are behind. They do it a lot more in the National League, as Morgan showed earlier in this ball game, and don't be surprised if Concepcion goes.
They have the team speed, and of course in the National League they have a lot more artificial stadiums, artificial turf stadiums, making the running game a little bit more effective. Griffey 1 for 1, single to right center. Pickoff attempt by Lee. Takes about the same kind of lead as Morgan, maybe a half step shorter. 1 ball, no strikes. Red Sox 3, Cincinnati nothing. The Reds batting in the 5th inning. pretty good rip at that. Sinker. Fouled it off. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Difference in pitching tonight. Lee has given up more hits, 5 to 4 for Gullett, but Gullett has been walking batters and Lee hasn't.
You know, Lee will pitch a lot of 10 and 12 hit ball games, Kurt. He'll and win them. He'll throw the double play ball and the grounders, and it exasperates managers a little bit, but that's why they tried to have him run the ball in more on right-handed batters this year than he used to. There's a ball, and the count is 2-1.
Ned, I imagine that Lee will go during the course of the year some ball games where he get 15 to 20 ground ball outs.
Right. He's an average of about 15 to 17. He doesn't strike out too many. They wanted him to try for more strikeouts by using the fastball more and close. There's the move. A look toward the plate, but the move definitely to first. Two and 1. Well hit. Doyle can't handle it. Gets by him into right center. And over to third goes Concepcion. 2 on, nobody out for the Reds in the 5th. See what they score that. The ball was hit sharply. Doyle was in front of it. He'll draw an error.
Then he has a chance here to smother the ball, just drop down in front of it. He got the in-between hop. Ball just skitters off to his right, off the edge of his glove, I believe.
He didn't get behind it. So it's an error on Doyle. And the Reds now have the tying run at home plate with nobody out. Cesar Geronimo hit into a double play in the 3rd. Lee working in a jam now in the 5th inning. Infield at double play depth. Foul back, strike 1. They will go for 2 now and give up the run if they can get the double play. Got a couple of tough men to double, though. Griffey and Geronimo, but they did double them in the 3rd inning. There they are, the runners at 3rd and 1st, Concepcion and Griffey. Chopped that one, 0-2.
Sparky Anderson might be confronted with a tough decision with Gullett, the on-deck hitter, whether or not to leave him in. There's Sparky, take him out for a pinch hitter. He's got Rettenmund right there with a helmet, you can see. He'll do that to decoy the opposition at times. He's got a bat, he should be loose.
And he's got Billingham throwing in the bullpen again. 0-2 to Geronimo. Jammed him again, and he fought it off. 0-2, and Lee is working hard now. Right now, the biggest game of his major league career. No argument there from Geronimo. And a big strikeout for Lee.
That was a super curveball, and now Sparky is calling Don Gullett back.
Yep, Merv Rettenmund, a right-handed hitter, will bat for Gullett. So it means that Billingham will come on.
Ned, you know, you hear so much about the kookiness, if that's the word, for Billy. You forget that real competitive spirit that he has. He is really a battler. When he walked before the ball game from the dugout out to that bullpen, he had a purpose in mind. He stalked out there. He was ready.
He usually is, despite all the shenanigans and the frisbee throwing.
Had he not become a sore elbow pitcher, he undoubtedly would have won 20 games this year, Ned.
Yeah, it started out of a tender elbow after he'd won 17. He would have been the first one to win 20 of the threesome they had starting. Here's Merv Rettenmund, who's 0 for 2 in the series. Lee's last win was August 24th against the White Sox here in the rain. Rettenmund 0 for 2, formerly with the Baltimore Orioles. Ball 1. This fella was a very good outfielder. There's Concepcion at third base. And Griffey at first, ready to go. Rettenmund was the 4th man in what was a very good outfield at Baltimore when Frank Robinson was playing there. Blair and Buford. 1-1. One ball, one strike to Merv. It's a hard threesome to break in, but he hit well in several years in the American League.
He had a couple of 300 years. Earl Weaver used him very wisely, platooned him against certain pitchers, and then he got hurt. He's never been the same.
1-1 to Rettenmund. To Burleson. To Doyle. To Yak. Double play, and Lee gets out of it. 6-4-3, and he engineers another double play. No runs, one hit, one error, one left. After 4.5, it is 3-0 Boston.
Some want a home in the valley, some want a house on a hill. Savings and loans lend the money to buy, they build your money as well. Put your money where it builds. At your savings and loans. Put your money where it builds. America. At your savings and loans.
Yo, kid, what's your name?
George Herman Ruth, sir. But my friends call me Babe.
Another Babe Ruth. Well, step up to the plate, Babe, and maybe swat out a few.
When you've got a well-known name, people expect a lot. We've got a beer named after the city that means beer, Old Milwaukee. It's a tough name to live up to, but Old Milwaukee beer tastes as great as its name.
You don't happen to know any kids named Garrick, do you?
Celebrate a quarter century of Bob Hope on TV. Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby.
Well, here we are, winking, blinking, and nod. Halfway through this ball game, which is a beauty. 3-0, Red Sox leading. The walks by Don Gullett. Billingham is coming on to pitch, and Kurt Gowdy, you got it the rest of the way, babe.
All right,
Go get
it
him.
should be quite a ball game. Billingham's out there warming up. Lee's wriggled out of 2 jams in a row. Gullett was wild. They had to lift him for a pinch hitter. But 3 runs in Fenway doesn't mean much. Billingham's a sinker ball pitcher. Should be ideal for this ballpark. 115, lost 10 this year, earned run average of 4.11. He is going to face Fisk, Lynn, and Petroselli. Don Gullett pitched 4 innings. He allowed 4 hits, all by left-handed batters. 3 runs. All came in the 3rd inning. He walked in 2 of them. He had 4 walks, and he struck out 5. He had good stuff, but he was wild high tonight. Here's Carlton Fisk. Billingham, his 3rd game in this series, 2nd in relief. No wins, no losses. He has been an excellent World Series pitcher. He's allowed only 1 earned run in 20 2/3 innings of World Series pitching. Fisk has struck out and walked intentionally. They play him deep and toward left. He's the most dangerous hitter in the Red Sox lineup to aim at the left field wall. Strike by Billingham. He went through spring training after he came back in June from a broken arm. Strike 2 in a committed swing. Last year he had knee surgery. And a hard luck player, but after he got into the month of August, he started to roll. And he was the most valuable player in the Red Sox in the month of September. We've seen 2 classic catchers in this series, Bench and Fisk. A little bit high. Hall of Famer Joe Cronin was marveling about the catching of Johnny Bench. How easy he does it. Out of a rocking chair in back of the plate. Sinker ball fooled Carlton Fisk. Billingham strikes out the first man he faces. And again, the long relief man becomes very important in a World Series game. With his team behind, Billingham has to hold the Red Sox. Fred Lynn has walked and taken a called 3rd strike. If you're out in the outfield, this is what you're looking at if you're playing center field or if you're in the bleachers. Bench flashing the sign. Fred Lynn, Associated Press just voted him the American League Player of the Year as a rookie. He's a cinch for Rookie of the Year and may win the Most Valuable Player award all in the same season. When has that ever been done?
None.
He's hit better in Fenway than he has on the road. The count 2-0. Now it's 3-0 to Lynn.
A lot of his home runs were on the road, though, because this isn't tailored for his type of hitting. He's not a screen hitter here. He goes for center field, right center, right field.
The strike, 3-1. He used to have a broadcaster here in Boston years ago. He was a Hall of Famer named Frankie Frisch. And he used to moan on the air, ooh, those bases on balls. And that's what Sparky Anderson moaning about tonight. Ball 4, and Lynn is on. And the Red Sox have received their 5th walk. Check it, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, and 1 intentional. Petrocelli has struck out and walked. Nearly had a home run his first time up on a long foul drive to left. That's Tom Yockey, who's owned this ball club since 1933. His team has never won a world championship. They're in the series in 46 and 67. Lost each series to the Cardinals in 7 games. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sparky Anderson was sitting in his office about 4 hours before game time, and he said his phone rang, and it was Mr. Tom Yockey, and Yockey was thanking him for all Sparky Anderson has done for baseball. What a switch that is.
Well, that's the kind of man Yockey is. He's all for baseball. Ground ball, base hit in the left field. Well, the Red Sox have runners on first and second, 1 out. They're ahead 3-0, and the batter is Dwight Evans. Evans has fly to left, and he's walked. Now Petrocelli has 8 hits. Yastrzemski has 9 hits. Doyle has 8 hits. Lynn has 7 hits. Evans has 7 hits, so they have a very well-balanced attack. All of them chipping in. There's a long smash to deep center. Geronimo draw a beat on this one. He has it. The tag at second, and Lynn is coming on to third. Geronimo makes him look easy out there. What a center fielder.
Lynn played it about a third of the way and then went back and tagged. That's how deep that ball was hit.
Great individual matchups in the series. Geronimo, Lynn, Bench, Fisk, Burleson, Concepcion. Cesar Geronimo, a man who is moving before the ball is hit, as most great center fielders are. He starts to his left and back, playing a little more shallow in the first 2 games up here in Fenway, and now he shows off that throwing arm, which he's got one of the best of.
Here's Rick Burleson. He's fly to right. He struck out. 0 for 2. Runners on first and third, 2 down. It's ball 1 to Burleson. Lynn at third. Petrocelli at first. Red Sox ahead 3-0. Each team has 5 hits. Ball 2. 2-0 to Burleson. Scrappy little hitter in that number 8 spot. Drove in 62 runs this year. Two and 1.
Not going to give him too much good to hit with the pitcher up next, although Lee, the left-hand hitter, would have the percentage advantage over Billingham.
2-1 pitch. 3-1. That's Joe Garagiola on your left. Marty Brenneman, Cincinnati announcer, on your right. They're over there broadcasting around the world tonight on NBC Radio. This will be a 3-1 pitch by Jack Billingham. Runner going. Outside, ball 4, and the Red Sox have the bases loaded, and Bill Lee has a real chance to help his cause.
He'd like that single now.
They give him a standing ovation. He's had 5 shutout innings. Long ways to go.
Part of that is due to the great pitching performance in inning number 5 when with men on first and third, nobody out. He called strike on Geronimo and then the double play. That was a great piece of pitching by Lee.
Whacks it back. 0-1 to Bill Lee, who has struck out and singled to right.
He's not going to be cheated on his cuts, I don't believe.
I don't believe they have the old track 2 out for that. Came here looking a little mean tonight, didn't he?
Yep.
Got a 2 or 3 day growth. Billingham has a 1-1 count on Bill Lee with a bases loaded, 2 down. Lee hits a high fly to Geronimo, playing shallow. Back, he's there. He has it. Geronimo's very shallow for Lee. And just outran the ball. No runs, 1 hit, 3 left at the end of 5. 3-0 Boston.
The new Dodge Charger. Once you've looked, you're hooked.
Introducing Dodge Charger for 76. 4 Chargers that are so beautiful, once you've looked at them, you'll be hooked on them. There's Charger Daytona, Charger SE, Charger Sport, and Charger, a car you can get hooked on for under $4,000.
The new Dodge Charger. Once you've looked, you're hooked. Make every day count. Do what you really want to do. Every day, every day, every day. Make every day count. Do what you really want to do.
You want to make every day count, but you've got to be at your best. So get your rest, exercise, and take Geritol to be sure you're getting enough iron and some very important vitamins. Geritol, every day.
Make every day count.
As you look at old Ironsides here in Boston, we pause for station identification.
Is a monogrammed glove the fingerprint to murder? Match wits with Ellery Queen Thursday.
And if you've ever wondered what it looks like from a sportscaster's advantage, right there. And here we go with Pete Rose at the top of the order in the 6th inning. Reds trailing 3-0. Bill Lee slips the strike across. Rose is fly to right, hit into a force out. Morgan on deck, and then Johnny Bench. Inside to him, a low. Morgan getting loose. Bill Lee, born in Burbank, California, lives now in Stoughton, Massachusetts. That happens many times. Players come to a major league city and then stay there and become part of the community. 1-1 delivery. 2-1. Those that joined us late, the Red Sox scored 3 runs in the last of the 3rd. Don Gullett walked in 2 of the runs. That's been the scoring. There's a base hit by Rose in the right field. And the 4th inning in a row, the Reds have had their leadoff batter get on with a base hit. Rose now has 9 hits in this series. And Yastrzemski has 9 hits. They're the leaders. And we're starting to get our first action in the Red Sox bullpen. Morgan has struck out and then beat out a drag bunt. Fouls it back. That is sinker ball pitcher Jim Willoughby. Rose at first. Nobody out. 6th inning.
Rose did this, the first man up this inning. Morgan, too. They're trying to slow Bill Lee down. They both stepped out. They want to upset his timing, his rhythm.
He goes 1-1 to Morgan.
He likes to pitch fast, doesn't he, Ned?
Yeah,
stay in the groove.
Yeah, he likes to just stay there. Last year, he didn't do it as much. He walked around a lot and flopped the ball in the glove, but he's more businesslike this year.
That was a curveball that Morgan wisely laid off of. He started after it. 2-1 to Morgan. Short lead at first by Rose. There's a fly ball. That's a tough chance, baby. No, Evans comes on. Ball went farther than it looked. Hit it off the bat handle, but it carried. That's how strong the little man is.
Evans was remembering last night and playing him pretty deep, too.
Johnny Bench has grounded out, flied out to deep center. He's hit the left field wall once in this series. Last night he singled off the fence. He had 6 homers last night, 4 by left-handed batters. There's a drive that's going foul.
Billy loves it when the big right-handers come up there trying to pull the ball off the wall. He figures it is to his advantage because he has the good tailing fastball, the sinker ball that moves away from the right-handed hitters. Feels he can get the ground ball to the left side.
He reminds me a lot of Mel Parnell, who used to enjoy great success here with a sinking fastball and a screwball and a breaking pitch. He used to feast on right-handers. There's a bounding ball to short. They've got one. They turn it over. Wild throw by Doyle into the dugouts. They had the double play, and Doyle threw it away into the Red Sox dugout.
Doyle was looking down at Pete Rose. He heard Pete coming. Here's Burleson with a nice, easy flip. Now watch Denny. He knows Pete Rose is coming, and Rose caused this wild throw.
There it goes with coming in hard. Doyle is a very good man on the middleman on the double play. He very seldom makes a mistake like that, but it was a good bit of base running, as usual, by Pete Rose.
And Doyle has been charged with his 2nd error of the night. Bench winds up at second, 2 down. Tony Perez up is grounded out and popped up. Red Sox ahead 3-0 at the top of the 6th inning. His fastball just is outside. 1-0. Red Sox have already turned 2 double plays in the infield and had time to make it 3. But they messed it up. Well, Rose messed it up. There's his blooper pitch. There it is. A high drive. He was waiting for that one. That one is gone over everything. Perez timed that blooper pitch and slammed it over the screen out in the Lansdowne Street. And now we have another 1-run ball game in this World Series.
That was a tape measure home run as the Cincinnati fans come alive. Mr. and Mrs. Bob Howsam alongside the dugout. He almost looked like he was waiting for it. And you wonder if Bench had something to do with it down on second, relaying some signs, which can't happen with a catcher on second.
Tony Perez now has had 3 homers. There's Mr. Howsam in the dark suit. He is the president of the Reds, just signed a new 5-year contract. Should have signed him for life.
Well, that ball was creamed. It hit the turnpike out there, I believe.
That's his 3rd homer, and he has 7 RBIs. That's the most in the series. And now it's 3-2 Boston. Foster backing out on Lee. Failure to make the double play has been costly to the Red Sox. Again, Foster backs out. Now the Boston fans will get on Foster for stepping out just as Lee starts down with his delivery.
They're trying to upset Bill Lee. This is nothing new to Foster, but Morgan did it, Rose did it also.
And Lee pressures him back. Ball one. Foster has singled off the wall and fouled out. 2-0. Roger Moretta, left-hander, has joined Jim Willoughby, a right-hander, in the Red Sox bullpen. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Red Sox, 2 runs, 7 hits for Cincinnati. Strike. Foster was asking for time, but he didn't ask in time. That was a legal pitch, the 2-1 delivery. The let-up delivery's outside, 3-1. Three-one pitch. It's a high fly out to Evans and right. Drawing a bead. And that's out number 3. 2 runs in for Cincinnati. 2 hits, a home run by Perez. Nobody left at the end of 5.5. 3-2 Boston.
Hey, fellas, I need 8 sets of this 100-page booklet for a sales meeting tonight. Okay, I'll be back.
Tonight? It's my anniversary tonight.
Dan, I need 308.5 by 11 reduction.
Cheryl, it's 5 o'clock. Dan, you gotta make me 12 sets. The front and back page on cardstock. I'm dead.
Wrong.
Are you kidding? Do you know the different kinds of jobs we got here? Stan, what are you worried about?
The Xerox 9200 duplicating system is like a complete print shop in one machine. It automatically feeds and cycles originals, has a computerized programmer that controls the entire system, can duplicate, reduce, and assemble a virtually limitless number of reports, all at the incredible rate of 2 pages a second.
Well, see you tomorrow, Fred. Give her a kiss for me, Stan. Hello, Mrs. Corey. Happy anniversary!
It's tomorrow, Stan.
Next Sunday, National Football League action continues on NBC with a doubleheader. Check your local listings for the games in your area. You'll also be seeing Grandstand beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time, hosted by Jack Buck. Grandstand will be on in and around NBC Sports live events every Sunday, bringing you features and timely commentary on the sports scene. Next Sunday at 12:30. There's your lineup, and most of the fans in the country will see the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. All right, it's Bernie Carbo at the top of the Red Sox batting order. Last of the 6th inning. Dillingham starts in with a slow curve that drifted outside. Carbo has doubled, walked, grounded out. He scored a run. Carbo, Doyle, and Yastrzemski. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Red Sox lead has been sliced to 1.
I think these teams prefer it that way, it seems.
We've
They
had
don't
2
play 'em
extra inning games, 4 one-run games in the series. The chopper foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carbo. They draw away. Beauty in the October night in the Hub City. Two balls, 2 strikes to Bernie Carbo. It's a ground ball that hits the bag. Fair ball. Perez runs, wins the race. 1 out. Ground ball that hits the bag. Fair ball. Perez runs, wins the race. 1 out. That took a nasty skid after it hit the bag. Perez pounced right on him, was shaking his head.
Just skidded off the edge of the bag. Dillingham almost froze on the mound and didn't get over in time. Nick Colosi signaling fair ball.
Here's Denny Doyle. He's fly to right. He's single to right. He's grounded out. He has scored a run. Boston leading Cincinnati 3-2. Pop foul back out of play. The Reds have out-hit the Red Sox 7-5. 1-1 count to Doyle. There's Yastrzemski, the Red Sox bat boy. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Right now here at 10:18 Eastern Daylight Time, it is 62 degrees in Boston. A very pleasant fall night. Doyle pops it up. Off-speed pitch. Foster is coming on. Concepcion gave way to him. Easier for the man coming on. Two down, and Carl Yastrzemski up. Has singled in 3 times. He has knocked in 1 of the 3 Red Sox runs. 3-2 Boston. Last of the 6th. Curve is low for a ball. Dillingham keeps everything down. Downstairs. A wise thing to do in this ballpark, as Bill Lee found out. They gave that high blooper pitch to Perez. 2-0. They're playing Carl straight away. That's in there, 2-1. If Yastrzemski gets aboard, Fisk is the next man up. Two down, nobody on. 2-1 to Yastrzemski. Big bounding ball to Joe Morgan. Easy hop to him. And the Red Sox go quietly down 1-2-3 in a 6th. At the end of 6, Red Sox 3 and the Reds 2.
Look at this is cooking, it's a meal. Oh, real goodness from the Colonel, here's a meal. It's finger-licking good, so you know it's all right to let the Colonel's people do your cooking tonight. You want a good meal, but you don't want a fuss. Come to the people you know you can trust. Real goodness from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
When you see this emblem at a savings and loan association, what does it mean? It means no one has ever lost a penny in a savings account insured by this U.S. government agency, established by an act of Congress in 1934. FSLIC, Federal Savings and Loan Insurance Corporation. Look for this emblem of safety at your savings and loan association.
It's sports broadcasting at its best. NFL football and NBC's Grandstand, television's most talked about new concept in sports coverage. News, scores, features, events, you name it, Grandstand's got it. NBC Sports, #1 in major sports events all year round.
Grandstand this Sunday. The first program just before the first NFL game in your market will feature a wrap of the World Series. ABA Commissioner Dave DeBuscher on the explosive situation in his league. We'll have news, scores, and features. Full coverage of the Canadian International Horse Race from Woodbine. Jack Buck hosts television's most complete and concise sports program. And another interesting development we'll be talking about here in a minute. Concepcion leading off in the 7th. Hot ground ball to shortstop Burleson. Long throw right on the money. 1 down. It brings to mind that we're going to be doing the Miami-Buffalo game. That's Rick Miller, who's gone to left field now for the Red Sox, replacing Carbo, a defensive measure by manager Darrell Johnson. The World Football League folded today. The Miami Dolphins winning 4 of their first 5 without Sonka, Warfield, and Kick. What happens to them now? Will Mr. Sonka be back in that Miami backfield? We'll find out.
Imagine they'd like to have him.
I'd take him. Ken Griffey, a single, reached in an error. Ball 1 to Griffey. 3-2 Boston. Reds are batting in the 7th. Bill Lee has gone all the way. Don Gullett started, went 4 innings, lifted for a pinch hitter. Billingham has pitched well since. High curveball. 2-0 to Ken Griffey. Batting 7th in the Red order.
Getting now to the part of the ball game, there's always pressure in the World Series, especially the 7th game, but when you get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings of the 7th game and the one-run ball game, the pressure really mounts on the defense, and of course, the offense when they're down 1 run.
And Lee runs it to 3-0 on Griffey. That's Mrs. Lee. Come on, Bill, get it over. Willoughby, a right-hander, Moretta left-hander, are in the Red Sox bullpen. He walked him on 4 pitches. And that is the first walk given up by Bill Lee tonight. Lee has not pitched since October 12th, 10 days ago, and that was in the 2nd game. Now Darrell Johnson is coming out of the Red Sox dugout. Remember, Lee's had a tender elbow, but he went right into the 9th inning in Game 2 against the Reds and held them to 1 run.
He was asked the other day about what he did, what he said when Darrell Johnson came out to get him, or what did they talk about. He said, usually nothing at all. He just takes the baseball and I leave and I get mad.
And he's going to lift Lee. And he's going to bring on Roger Moret, a fast-balling left-hander, while Moret makes his way on. We have a break in the action here. Standing ovation for Bill Lee with a score. Boston 3, Cincinnati 2.
I know my own needs. And what I need from an automobile, I know I get from this new Cordoba. I could ask for nothing beyond the quality of Cordoba's workmanship, the tastefulness of its appearance. I request nothing beyond the luxury of seats available in rich crushed velour or soft Corinthian leather. Yet it is on the highway where Cordoba best answers my demands. I have much more in this small Chrysler than great comfort at a most pleasant price. I have great confidence, for which there can be no price. In Cordoba, I have what I need.
We have just had a report that Bill Lee developed a blister on his left thumb. And that's why the decision was made to lift him. He could have had a shutout. If the Red Sox had turned the double play, he'd be leading 3-0. If, the biggest word in sports. And here's an if man right here. Roger Moret can come in and strike out 9 or walk 9. But he had an incredible record this year, 14 wins and 3 losses. What about Moret, Ned?
He's fast. He's the fastest man on the staff. He's got the live ragdoll kind of arm. His problem has been control. He'll walk as many as he strikes out. He'll throw a brilliant game. A couple of times in the last 2 years, he's approached no hitters, or he's fanned from 12 to 15. Other times, he's blown 7-run leads and things, so that's the kind of pitcher he is. But he has more natural stuff, really, than almost anybody on the staff. And every year, they keep talking about, well, is he ever going to be in the regular rotation, or will they trade him? He's always mentioned because clubs like him.
What about his move?
Not too much. Not too much a move to first base. He's just fast enough, so they'd have to get a good jump anyway to get if he's going to throw the fastball. But his move to first is not very good.
And they've got a fast man at first right now, and Ken Griffey, who represents the tying run.
Right. He may be just in there to get a hitter or 2 out, get the left-hander Geronimo. Willoughby continues to throw a right-hander.
Billingham is on deck. The way he's been looking, imagine Sparky'd like to keep him in there if he could. Geronimo has wrapped into a double play and taken a called 3rd strike. 3-2 Boston. Red Sox scored 3 runs in the 3rd. Two of them were walked in by Don Gullett with the bases loaded. And Perez hit a tremendous home run over the left field screen in the sixth with a man on. Geronimo played a shade toward left. There's a move by Moret. Griffey has attempted one steal in this series and was successful. A ball to Cesar Geronimo. You get some young players that you think are promising, they go so far and they stop. Foster, Griffey, Geronimo were not thought to be stars, but they've become fine ball players. They've developed every year. Ball two. They have advanced each year. And the greatest minds of baseball have always wondered why some players stop and some players go on.
Up to the guy himself.
Inside somewhere. 2 balls, no strikes. Griffey at first. There's a pop up to the shallow center, backing up. Burleson puts it away, 2 down. Now let's see what Sparky does. He is going to pinch hit for Billingham.
Ed Armbruster's out with a bat. The on-deck circle.
And warming up in the red bullpen is the veteran Clay Carroll. They were all in there last night. Reds used 8 pitchers, the Red Sox 4 to set a new World Series record of 12 pitchers in one game. Armbruster batting for Billingham. 3-2. Armbruster getting some boos here for that interference play or non-interference play. And there's a lot of thought both ways on that. He's had 3 previous pinch hit appearances. A walk, a sacrifice, and he's gone out. Moret's high with a fastball.
Moret combined with Bill Lee for successive shutouts. They shut out the Yankees in New York, and they came back here and they pitched a double shutout.
That pitch is ball 2. Bill Lee pitched 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. He walked only 1. He pitched very well. He pitched good enough to be running a string of goose eggs. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a strike, 2-1. That's Ken Griffey at first. There are 2 out. Another seat squirmer of the 75 series.
Some writer in Los Angeles wrote the other day that the way this series has gone, that the team that wins the 7th game would have a decided advantage.
There goes a runner. Swing and a miss. The throw down. He's in there easily. Stolen base for Griffey. His 2nd of the series.
Ned, you mentioned that Moret does not have a good move to first. He's also slow to home plate with that high leg kick. Doyle makes a good play to prevent the ball from going into center field, where Griffey might have gone to third.
He's got a lot of potential. He unloads, and he's off the mound that way, getting out of the way of the throw. Doyle made a good save here. Kept that ball from going into center field.
The Reds have attempted 11 steals and been successful 9 times. They were successful over 80% of the time during the regular season, some record. I think that's the highest percentage for a team of all time.
And Griffey down on second with excellent speed will be challenging some fine throwing arms, a great throwing arm in right. And Evans, a fine, accurate throwing arm, and Lynn charges the ball well in center field. I don't know much about Rick Miller in left, but it's hard to score on anything at the left in this ballpark.
Rick Miller can play anywhere out there.
All right, we have a 2-2 count. The pinch hitter Armbruster. Now the umpire,
see the ball.
Grant's coming out. He wants to take a look at the ball. Lorette was dipping down below the mound with it. And they tossed a new ball into the game. Right now, this young gal, where's the popcorn? That's all she cares about. 2-2. 3-2 Boston. Top of the 7th. And the count goes to 3-2. The on-deck batter, the leadoff man in the Cincinnati order, Pete Rose. Three-two pitch. He walked him. Rose is a switch hitter, so he has the percentage going his way. And he hit over 300 both ways this year. Rose fly to right, hit into a force out, single to right. He has scored a run. Again, you see the figure 9 for 26. He and Yastrzemski have the most hits in the series, 9 apiece. The Reds threatening in the 7th, 2 down. Runners on first and second. Low for a ball. Now the Boston fans are becoming uneasy. I can't imagine Rose sitting out 3 days with the rain. There's a line shot to center. Here's a man rounding third. Here comes the throw. It is not in time. The other runners advance, and the Reds have tied it and have runners on second and third. Griffey scored easily. Lynn's throw was wide of the plate. Armbruster raced to third, and Rose went down to second on the throw to the plate.
Here's the ball hit out to Freddie Lynn, center field. Griffey with a good speed off second. Nobody in cutoff position for the Red Sox. A fundamental mistake, allowing a runner, Pete Rose, to go into second.
The Red Sox haven't made many mistakes in this series, but they made a couple in this game that have hurt them. One on a potential double play ball that could have put Lee in the dugout without any scoring against him. The Reds went on to get 2 after that. Now the Reds have 2 men in scoring position. They've tied it up. They battled back. I told you earlier, 3 runs. There's not much of a lead in this part. Time call.
Not only the mistakes on defense, Kurt, but a couple of times they left the bases loaded. The Red Sox did when they had a chance to blow it open.
Morgan has struck out. Had a successful drag bunt. The pitch is low and is flied out. 1 out of 3. Armbruster's at third. Rose is at second. 2 down. A tie game. Two and 0. A right-handed batter, Johnny Bench, is on deck. Willoughby, a right-hander, has been heating up in that bullpen for about 15 or 20 minutes. Jim Burton's a left-hander. This will be a 2-0 pitch to Joe Morgan. He lines it foul down the right field line. A 2-1 count. Darrell Johnson. He hasn't changed expression in this series.
Nope.
He lifted his cap once when Fisk hit the home run last night. What did his wife call him, Tony? Old Stone Face?
Old Stone Face.
They were kidding him about it tonight, and a little crack of a smile. 2 balls and a strike. 3-1. Barrett nearly fell down after that delivery.
Trying to get a little bit extra. Morgan prides himself the fact that no one can throw a fastball by him, and he once said not even Sandy Koufax could. And he'll be looking fastball right here, 3-1 count.
3-1 delivery to Morgan. He pops it foul back out of play. 3-2.
He wanted that one, too. He was mad at himself. He had a good rip at it. Missed it.
Morgan and Perez tied this year during the season for the most game-winning RBIs. They each had 15. Perez planked one tonight to get the Reds back in the ball game. A tremendous homer out on the Lansdowne Street. Over everything. The bases are loaded. Moret walks Morgan. And Johnny Bench is due up. And here's manager Johnson coming out. And Moret has given up 2 walks and a base hit after getting Geronimo on a pop-up.
He's already given the call. Right-hander Jim Willoughby.
Well, he should be ready.
He had the real hot streak for you guys, Ned. Helped you to the pennant, what, about 2 weeks where he was in an almost every win or had a save of a ball game?
He came and joined the club around the 4th of July in Cleveland, Tony, and got racked his first time out. That was in Cleveland. He had hardly time to get used to the uniform. And then after that, he was phenomenal for about 3 or 4 weeks. He had that sinker ball. They hadn't seen him around the league. He has a motion like he's falling downstairs, but he was very effective.
All the relief pitchers are running in from the bullpen the last couple of nights. We have a break in the action again. The score here in Boston is now tied 3-3.
Cricket lighter is really quite a light. It'll last for months and still burn bright. Whew, it's not easy being America's favorite disposable lighter. You've got to be dependable, adjustable, and most of all, you've got to be packed with thousands of lights.
Cricket, you missed one.
Oh, no. Get thousands of surefire lights. Catch a Cricket lighter by Gillette.
What a face, your attractive face, it's a perfect face, yes it is. Feels so smooth, twin blades smooth, so perfectly smooth, the best there is. You took your perfect face and gave it a perfect track to shave. You shaved it close and safe, now you've got that perfect.
Get the closest thing to a perfect shave. The Gillette Track 2 shaving system in regular or adjustable cartridges.
That perfect track to face.
This is Jim Willoughby's 3rd series game. He's pitched 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. He was a loser in the 3rd game that went 10 innings by a 6-5 score. And the situation is ready for Johnny Bench. He's gone hitless in this game. He hit 2 grand slams during the 75 season. He has not exactly ripped the Red Sox pitching apart in this series. He's had 6 hits now in 28 times.
Curtis Willoughby came in from the bullpen, the long run. Bench went back to the dugout, and I have a hunch he might have conferred with Sparky Anderson. Anderson has that little red notebook that he keeps in his pocket, which is a scouting report on every Red Sox player. Johnny might have gone back to ask him, well, what does Willoughby have? What does Ray Short tell us of that super scout report? And Sparky may have told him something like, well, make him get the ball up. He's a sinker ball pitcher, as Ned Martin said. Get the ball up in the strike zone. Don't swing at grounders.
Well, this all started harmlessly enough in the 7th. Reception grounded out, and Griffey walked, stole second. That was all for Bill Lee. Geronimo popped up, 2 down. Runner on second. Armbruster walked. Rose singled in the center, scoring Griffey. And on the throw to the plate, the runners advanced to 2nd and 3rd. Morgan has just walked, and the bases are loaded. Reggie Cleveland and Jim Burton are in the Red Sox bullpen. Clay Carroll was warming up in the Reds bullpen. Ball 1 to Johnny Bench. Armbruster at 3rd. Rose at 2nd. Morgan at 1st. 3-3 game. There's a high pop foul. Let's see if Fisk has room. And he leans in and has it. Boy, he's been deadly on those foul balls around the stand.
Kurt, the friendly Fenway fans just backed off.
There it is, 3-3, last of the 7th.
You're paying for a tune-up.
whether you get one or not. 3 out of 5 cars on the road today need a tune-up. And depending on tank size, most are wasting 1 to 2 gallons of gasoline every tank full. That's money down the drain. Solution? A tune-up with Champion spark plugs. A tune-up can help save gasoline and give you better starts all winter long. Start saving 1 to 2 gallons every tank full. Just say fill her up with Champions.
The IBM Copier 2. Because sharp, clean copies are no longer enough. Today, workflow is critical. So a copier must be fast and versatile, and most of all, affordable. That's why the IBM Copier 2 has a price ceiling plan that puts a limit on your copier costs, no matter how many copies you make. And aren't you ready for that?
It's sports broadcasting at its best. NFL football and NBC's Grandstand. Television's most talked about new concept in sports coverage. News, scores, features, events, you name it, Grandstand's got it. NBC Sports, #1 at major sports events all year round.
You've got to wonder on this bases-loaded foul pop-up how much room Carlton Fisk might have been given in Cincinnati. You might be able to see the Fenway fans back off just a little bit. Look at the man with the coat. He's given Carlton a little bit of room to catch the pop-up at that bench.
Yeah, there's not much foul room in this ballpark. It has one of the smallest foul areas in the major leagues. And it's been uncanny how many foul balls Fisk has been able to catch here.
Done it in the series. He did it in the playoffs. Made a sensational catch in the playoffs.
And here he is to start off the last of the 7th. He'll be followed by Fred Lynn and Rico Petrocelli. This is Clay Carroll, 5th game in the series. His 14th lifetime series game, topped only by Whitey Ford. Tony Kubek, old buddy who pitched in 22 World Series games. Raleigh Fingers pitched in 16, Bob Turley in 15, and Allie Reynolds in 15. Fisk has struck out twice and been walked intentionally. Tries to bunt, a surprise bunt. Rose is playing deep for the right-handed full hitter. Fisk can move for a catcher and also for a fellow who's had a knee operation.
He can also bunt. Yeah, he has done that several times leading off innings to catch that third baseman deep.
Pete's still going to move back at third base. He's going to give him the bunt, protect that line a little bit, prevent a possible extra base hit in the corner. You want to bunt, go ahead, Carlton.
One strike to Carlton Fisk. Bounding ball foul. Well, Clay Carroll moves ahead of him 0-2. The Hawk. There's a profile. That's where he got the nickname. I'll put Ken Harrelson against him any day.
That'd be quite a matchup right there.
I don't believe it's a contest.
Well, you move in Johnny Pesky there, and you got a 3-ring circus.
2-strike pitch. That was that hard slider breaking away. 1-2 to Carlton Fisk. All tied up 3-3, last of the 7th. Just a piece of it. Tony, you didn't get to see the last part of Game 7 of the 1960 World Series, but many played the one last night against the one where you had your larynx crushed by the bad hop, Mazeroski's homer. Struck out on a curve 3 times. You struck out. Which do you think would be the best game?
A toss-up, and I just hope that the fans don't forget Carbo's home run that got the Red Sox back in the ballgame yesterday, like they did a fellow named Smith who hit a 3-run home run to make Mazeroski's home run possible. Of course, yesterday Bernie made Fisk's home run possible. To me, those are the big blows in those 2 series games.
That was a 1960 series that Pittsburgh won in 7. All 1. This series has to rank with one of the best. And it's going right down. There it's gone all the way. Tough, taut, dramatic.
Everybody thought that maybe this would be such a tail-off from last night, and that it might be a 9-2 ball game or something, but no way.
The 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Now, these two clubs are too evenly matched. There's Petrocelli on deck. 2-1 to Fred Lynn. There's a ground ball. Perez gloves it beautifully to his right. A high throw. Carroll's over there in time. 2 down. Now Petrocelli's up. He struck out swinging. He's walked. He's singled.
It's the part of the ball game where the right-handers start shooting for the wall.
Absolutely.
They want to be the hero in the 7th game of the World Series. Couple innings left, maybe.
Rico's under medication. He has an inner ear problem. He blacks out. He gets dizzy, but the medication has helped him. And he's going to make a decision about a week after the series, after he confers with the doctor, whether he'll keep playing or not. Ball 1 to Petrocelli. He's young enough to keep playing. 32.
And he'd like to, but a lot depends on what the doctors say, Fred, on that.
Fouls it back, 1-1. 2 down for the Red Sox. Nobody on. Clay Carroll. Third pitcher tonight for the Reds. Check swing, ground ball to Concepcion. He makes this play great. There it is. And the Red Sox go down 1-2-3 again. At the end of 7, it's a tie game, 3-3.
Will be mailed directly to my savings account. This new service is quick, safe, and a lot easier for me. And I sure like that high interest rate. Why not stop in at your savings and loan and sign up?
Grandpa, I got one!
I've practiced and practiced this course. I remember every turn, every drop. You gotta go all out at the Olympic Games. Fear doesn't enter your mind, ever. Because it causes mistakes. Or worse.
Number 11, in place.
This is it.
Going all out. It's the only way when just one can be best. They know that at the Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company, because you judge the quality of their brewing skill every time you open a Schlitz.
We pause for station identification.
Practice Suit, a dramatic medical story, Thursday.
Here's the leading RBI man of the 75 series, Tony Perez. He's grounded out, popped up, and then hit a 2-run homer over the left field screen in the 6th inning. He's had only 5 hits and 7 RBI. 3 home runs in the series. Pops this one up. Petrocelli waiting for it. 1 down. George Foster is singled off the wall. Been thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Fouled out, flied out. 1 out of 3. Jim Willoughby pitching in relief. Lee, Moret, and Willoughby. Slams it foul. 0-1 to George Foster. 3 runs for the Red Sox in the 3rd. They batted around. They received 4 walks that inning and 2 walks by Gullett forced-in runs. Perez hit a 2-run homer in the 6th, and Rose singled in a run in the 7th to tie it up. And that's been it. Ball and a strike to Foster. Concepcion is scheduled up next. Watch that white ball come off that green wall. Good background. Burleson will have to hurry. Good play by Rick Burleson.
The indispensable man. Lynn will be the MVP, it appears, but this kid, if they had lost him during the course of this season, might have been trouble for the Red Sox. When you see him day after day, you learn to appreciate him, Ned.
He learned to surround that ball, Tony, as you know, from a shortstop, coming on and getting a good beat on it so he can fire over to first base and be ready when he comes up with it that way.
This is Concepcion. He's grounded out, had an infield hit, and grounded out. 1 out of 3, and the first pitch to him is a ball. Willoughby, a side armor, is more effective that way. He was getting up too high when he was with the Cardinals. There's a bounding ball. Petrocelli has it, goes over, and the side's out. 1, 2, 3. Now the Red Sox fans come to their feet for the last of the 8th inning in a tie game, 3-3.
What a beautiful New Yorker. It's the talk of the town. Elegance and grace, styling sets the pace. People stop and stare. Chrysler, New Yorker's there. What a beautiful New Yorker. It's the talk of the town. Torsion, quiet ride, comfort as you drive. Engineering for today. Chrysler leads the way. What a beautiful New Yorker. It's the talk of the town. This beautiful new Chrysler New Yorker Brougham is everybody talking. It's the finest new Chrysler both inside and out. And you get all this luxury at a New Yorker price. Velour upon the seat, comfort at your feet. Chrysler values nice at a New Yorker price. What a beautiful New Yorker. It's the talk of the town.
Who killed the author of the racy memoirs? Can you solve it before Ellery? A fascinating crime puzzle on Ellery Queen tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central Time on NBC.
His Honor the Mayor and Mrs. White. I guess you know who they're rooting for. Now it's the last of the 8th inning. White Evans, Rick Burleson, and Jim Willoughby facing Clay Carroll. A ball to Evans, who's flied out, walked, and fly to center. 3 runs, 8 hits for Cincinnati. 3 runs, 5 hits for Boston. 1-1 count. The last 7 Red Sox in a row have gone down to Billingham and Carroll. Strike 2, 1-2. McEnany is warming up for the Reds, a left-hander, and Burton, a left-hander, is warming up for the Red Sox. Nearly struck him out in a bad pitch. 2-2 to Evans.
Evans has trouble with the breaking pitch a lot. He worries about it sometimes.
He hits a pop foul. That's over by the Red Sox dugout. It'll be out of play. 2-2 to Evans. Last of the 8th inning. Tied up. 3-3. Kurt Gowdy, Ned Martin, Tony Kubek. Game 7. 3-2. Not much left, or there could be a lot left, as we had last night, playing till after midnight. The longest time game in the history of the World Series. 4 hours. They walk. And the lead run is on for the Red Sox.
Darrell Johnson's got a pinch hitter coming up to the on-deck circle. Cecil Cooper's come out with a bat. They'll be looking for the bunt. Rose way in at third.
There's Cooper. Rick Burleson's up now. Evans on first. Nobody out. Rose is creeping in, and the pitch is a strike. Burleson taking.
Like Doyle, Burleson, an excellent bunter. He can control the bat. There's Big Clue.
0-1 to Rick Burleson.
Darrell has pulled surprises before in this series and taken off the bunt sign and had a man hit. And Burleson's the kind of guy you can do that with.
Rogers has strike 2 on him. With Evans at first, nobody out. The Red Sox have received 8 walks tonight. Cincinnati has received 3. 1 by Bill Lee. That was a breaking pitch just inside. A 1-2 count to Rick Burleson. Wright Evans at first. This game tied 3-3, last of the 8th inning. Two and two. By the way, if we run late, the Johnny Carson show will be seen tonight. And Johnny wants to stay on and watch the series and put his show on. Who wouldn't want to watch this series? There's a ground ball to Rose. Up, over for 1. Morgan turns it, double play. Around the horn, Rose to Morgan to Perez. They're 2 down. That's the first double play tonight for the Reds. The Red Sox have made 2. Cecil Cooper, who's had a tough time with a bat in this series. He was red hot in August, September, the playoffs, and then he suddenly cooled off. He's had only 1 hit in 18 times up.
This fella's been able to hit whatever league he's played in, and whether spent a lot of times in the high minors waiting for somebody to give up the first base job. He finally got it, and turned out to be Yaz.
He hits a high pop foul. Rose going over, up against. Now the wind blows it away, and Rose has it, and the Red Sox again go down. Just 3 men up. We're going to the 9th inning, and our game is all tied 3-3.
Good for us. We're watching our weight and nutrition with the Special K breakfast.
Good for you. High protein Special K. A teaspoon of sugar, juice, coffee.
And 4 ounces of skim milk.
Good for you.
A breakfast with protein, vitamins, and iron.
For less than 240 calories.
The Kellogg's Special K breakfast is serious nutrition for weight-conscious adults.
It's delicious.
Good for you. Good for you.
Good for you. Special K. Good for you.
Just focus right here and press the button. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Damn it. That's it. Hold it. Let's get a nice smile.
Polaroid's SX70 land camera. There's nothing like the kick of seeing your pictures develop in minutes before your eyes.
Wait, just one more.
Now there's an SX70 with a different viewing system that's about half the price of this one. Why don't you get one for
I
yourself?
want to take one.
There are 25 men on a team. Unless every player gives 100% all season long, we won't win the pennant fight. America is in a fight, too. A fight to save energy. And all of us must give 100%. If we must drive, let's keep it under 55. Form carpools, too. And cut down on air conditioning in the summer. A team that doesn't win can always hope for next year. But America has to win this now. Don't be foolish.
Preceding announcement was furnished by Major League Baseball as a public service. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. That is the World Championship trophy. It will not be awarded tonight in the victorious dressing room. It's too big. And it's going to be awarded at civic ceremonies either here in Boston or in Cincinnati tomorrow, where the winning city will have its ceremonies, its tribute to its baseball team. Win or lose, the Boston City Council is having a tribute to the Red Sox. I imagine the same thing will be happening in Cincinnati. And that trophy will be officially awarded tomorrow. We're going to the winning dressing room right after the game and look in on the world champs of '75. Ball one. I think Tony put it very well before this Game 7 in his interview with the two managers. There really isn't going to be a loser in this series. There is, but there isn't.
Well, baseball is going to be a winner for sure because it's provided plenty of entertainment for baseball fans all over the world, really.
Ken Griffey, ball 2. Jim Burton is the new pitcher. His second series game. Pitched a third of an inning in game 3. Griffey walked in the 7th and then stole second. Outside, ball 3. Burton this year won 1 and lost 2. Three runs, 8 hits for the Reds. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Red Sox. The Red Sox have made the only errors of the game, both by Denny Doyle. Strike 3 and 1. Griffey has been on base each time. He's singled, he's reached in an error, and he's walked. Geronimo on deck, and then the pitcher, Carroll. Foul ball, 3 and 2. Just checking the record, last night's game was not the longest game by time. 4 hours and 1 minute last night. 4 hours and 13 minutes. The Mets and the A's in 73 in 12 innings. Ball 4, Griffey's on. Walks may be the decisive factor of this game. Walks hurt the Reds in the 3rd inning. 4 Red Sox batters were walked. Now Griffey leads off the 9th with a walk.
Griffey's the guy you want to keep off base always, but especially in this situation. With a bunt in order, Petrocelli will be charging, and Griffey will be a hard man to force out at second base, keep him out of scoring position.
Geronimo's hit into a double play, struck out and popped up. Game tied 3-3. In the split screen, you're looking at Griffey at first. Doug Flynn is out on deck. Good bunt. Petrocelli falls down, makes the play to first. Boy, that's going from your rump.
Rico had thoughts of going to second base, but as soon as he'd slipped and fell, it was all over with. He made a fine recovery, being able to get the ball over to first base to get the fleet Geronimo running from the left side. Now, Kurt, I believe Flynn is going to be called back. It looks like Dan Dreesen is coming out.
Dan Dreesen, an excellent hitter. A youngster. He's waiting to break into this Red lineup, probably at first base, which is his natural position. These are the available pinch hitters. Wipe Dreesen out now as he comes up. You still have Cheney and Crowley as left-handers and Flynn and Plummer as right-handers. Dreesen's been up once in this series. He's 0 for 1, and he can run to first base. So we'll have a new pitcher for the Reds in the last of the 9th inning. Now, Geronimo did his job. He moved the potential lead run to second. The fleet, Ken Griffey.
Dreesen also a tough man out of the batter's box. He runs well. He hits the ball to all fields. They call him the Cobra, and you'll see why when he goes into his batting stance. He goes into that coil. And like Griffey, he's a man where they think he someday might lead the league in hitting.
He lives in Hilton Head, South Carolina. He was acquired as a free agent in '69. Pounding ball to Doyle. There's a throw, moving over to third. Here's Griffey. Dreesen is out. Now the switch-hitting Pete Rose is coming up. And Rose now leads the World Series in base hits with 10. His last 2 times up, he's singled a right and he's singled a center to tie the game up in the 7th.
Terrific pressure right now, Kurt, on the defensive infield with a fast runner at third base. Of course, there are 2 outs, but they know they've got to field the ball cleanly to get Rose at first. No chance for a force out anywhere. Petrocelli's got to be aware of a possible bunt being dropped down at third. Darrell Johnson now is going to come out from the dugout to have a talk with Jim Burton. The managing has been superb in this World Series. They've made a lot of moves, as indicated in yesterday's ball game with all the pitchers. They've shifted their pitching rotation according to the ballparks.
And whoever is going to be pitching the Rose is going up against a man that has hit 300. He went below 300 for the first time in 10 years last year and bounced back to go over it again this year. He had 200 hits this season for the 7th time in his career. And he led the National League in doubles for the 2nd straight year. That is Reggie Cleveland. 2 down, Griffey at third, a tie game, 3-3 in the top of the 9th inning. Pete Rose. About as tough an out as you want, or don't want. Fastball's inside to him. 1 ball, no strikes. The Red Sox in their last of the 9th have Miller, Doyle, and Yastrzemski scheduled up. Ball 2 on a curve.
A lot of pressure on that young kid. He's been pitching carefully to Rose, obviously, in this situation. You can see how he grips the ball behind his back.
There's a curve strike. The Reds lost to Baltimore in 70, to the A's in 72. They want that world championship. Veterans like Rose and Bench, Perez, Morgan, who've been through it. Right now they're down to the 9th inning of Game 7. Curve is inside, ball 3, 3-1.
Steady diet of breaking balls to Pete. They've got Morgan, the left-handed hitter, up. He is a dangerous threat, but Burton at least would have the percentages in his favor somewhat. Left-handed pitcher against left-handed hitter.
3-1. Strike 2 and a fastball. 3-2. Ken Griffey at third. 2 out, 9th inning. The crowd roaring. Oh, that was really ball 4. Tried to curve him, and it wouldn't act up for him. Looked like it slipped out of his hand as he tried to flex the wrist and put the spin on the ball.
That's what Darrell Johnson came out to tell Burton. He said, if you're going to throw a strike to Rose, he's going to have to hit your breaking ball. We'll set up a force at second base, pitch carefully to Rose. We'll go you against Morgan, left-hander against left-handed hitter.
That's Burleson in talking to him. They have runners on first and third, the Reds, 2 down. We're tied 3-3 in the 9th inning. Morgan has 1 hit in 3 times, and he's also walked. Ball 1 to Joe Morgan. Griffey at third. Rose at first. 2 away. Foul ball back. I'd hate to pick the most valuable player of this World Series.
Going to be tough.
Who are you going to
consider
pick?
a lot of people. Well, you're certainly going to have to consider Louis Tion for beating Cincinnati twice, 2 complete games. Evans has gotten some big hits, made a great play.
Rose now has 10 hits. Yastrzemski's played well. Been a lot of heroes. Give each one a hubcap. A 1-1 pitch. There's a shot to left field. That is foul. They have been pitching Rose outside most of the series. Or Morgan outside. And he thought that they'd be pitching the inside, but they haven't.
That's the way they pitch him in the National League. Most clubs, they bust him inside. Interesting that he said to us before the game around the batting cage, he's going to try and go the opposite way if they keep pitching him away.
And this crowd roaring again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball, spank foul. So we're back to the same situation. Cincinnati, the 2 down, has Ken Griffey at third, Pete Rose at first, Joe Morgan at bat, 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a looper, may drop. It's in for a hit. Here comes a throw to third. Rose hits the dirt, he's safe, and there goes Morgan down to second. And the Reds have the lead 4-3 as Joe Morgan blooped a base hit into center field, scoring Griffey from third. The throw from Lynn to third was too late. Rose hitting the dirt there, and on the throw to third, going down to second, is Joe Morgan.
Jim Burton made a good pitch down low and away to Morgan. Looked like a breaking ball, but Joe just stuck with it and just looped it off the end of the bat. Darrell Johnson out. He's already called for the right-hander.
Now the Reds go ahead for the first time in the game. They have a 4-3 lead. And Reggie Cleveland is coming on. Joe Morgan had the winning hit in the extra inning game out of Cincinnati. And right now his hit here in the 9th inning has put Cincinnati out in front. We have another break in the action. In Boston, the score, Cincinnati 4 and Boston 3.
Indigestion. It can happen when something you ate or something you drank irritates your stomach. Maybe something that never bothered you when you were younger, but this time it made your stomach ache. Pepto-Bismol relieves indigestion. It coats, soothes, protects, helps relieve the irritation, helps your stomach return to normal, helps protect it against further abuse. Pepto-Bismol relieves indigestion.
Day after day in the Davis Mountains, Firestone tests its 40,000-mile steel-belted radial 500 tire. But anyone can tell you how they test tires. When it comes to how they work, ask a friend about Firestone.
I'd recommend Firestones to practically everyone that I come in contact with. If you start talking about tires, what other tire is it? A Firestone.
Ask a friend about Firestone, Firestone, Firestone.
Reggie Cleveland comes on now in the 9th inning. The Reds have scored a go-ahead run, and they have runners on second and third, 2 down. So the Red Sox will come up in the last of the 9th inning trailing, and they'll send up the top of their batting order Rick Miller, Denny Doyle, and Carl Yastrzemski. The Red Sox scored 3 in the 3rd inning, but very steadily the Reds have chipped back. A tremendous homer by Perez in the 6th with a man on. Rose singled in a run in the 7th. And Joe Morgan has just knocked in a run here in the 9th inning. And a walk started this 9th inning. So many times you've seen that happen. Johnny Bench, 0 for 4 tonight. He fouled out with a bases loaded in the 7th. Reggie Cleveland pitching the bench. Ball 1. Cleveland's 5th game starter, his first Canadian-born player ever to start a World Series game. Ron Taylor, John Hiller, among others have been Canadians who have relieved in the World Series. Reggie was born in Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
That information passed to you by a former Canadian, Alan Roth, our statistician. Got a nice write-up in Sports Illustrated this week.
And deservedly so. A great job with us for 10 years. Outside, 3-0. Perez is on deck. 2 walks this inning. The Reds received 3 walks in the 7th. They were walking them early, and now the Red Sox are walking the Reds late. 3-0 pitch. And they gave Bench the green light on that one, 3-1. Rose at third, Morgan at second. 2 out. Cleveland's 3-1 pitch. Strike 2. Knee-high fastball. The Reds have left 6 coming into this inning. The Red Sox have left 9. Twice the Red Sox left the bases loaded. In the 3rd and the 5th. Three-2 delivery. Pop foul out of play.
Been that kind of series, hasn't it, where that one little base hit could have busted open almost any of the ball games we've seen so far. We saw it last night as both clubs battled back and forth. Tonight, the big hits come from Joe Morgan, a little looper.
The Reds with 108 wins, romping away from the Dodgers by 20 games, sweeping the Pirates by 3, were heavily favored to win this series. But even they admit the Red Sox are a much better ball club than they thought, and both clubs have great respect for each other. Johnny Bench walks. That's the 3rd walk given up by Red Sox pitching this inning. And here is Perez up, who hit a 2-run homer in the 6th. 1 out of 4. The Reds were the favored team tonight, even though they were playing in Fenway Park. Odds makers made the Reds the favorite with Gullett starting. Gullett and Lee are both gone. Perez can add to that RBI total with a base hit. 2 down, bases loaded. Fastball, strike to him. Here's the 1-strike delivery. Quick to 0-2. We'll probably see McEnany in the last of the 9th with the left-handers coming up for the Red Sox. 1 ball, 2 strikes. National League trying to crack through with its first series victory in 4 years after the A's won 3 in a row. One ball, 2 strikes. 3 men on, 2 down. High and away. Perez wanted it, then held up.
He is so tough with men on bases, as he's shown in this series after starting off so slowly to be leading the series in RBIs. He's done it his entire career. When men are on, he bears down a little harder. He guesses a little more. He's tough.
2-2 pitch. It's a high fly out to Evans in right field. Everybody running on it, and Evans gathers it in. But the Reds picked up a run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 3 men left. Last of the 9th inning coming up. The Reds lead 4-3.
Ask any mermaid you happen to see. What's the best tuna chicken of the sea?
Or ask anybody.
Our tuna, chicken of the sea. It's hand-filleted, baked twice, and has a mermaid on the label. Well, constant federal inspection assures me chicken of the sea is good quality tuna. We believe in mermaids.
Ask any mermaid you happen to see. What's the best tuna chicken of the sea?
Taking a look at TV America. Today the smart money's on Admiral.
Admiral is now made by Rockwell International, the space pioneers, where performance is a necessity. Check Admiral's performance. Compare Admiral's price. You'll see why from now on, America, the smart money's on Admiral.
Taking a look at TV America. Admiral is the smart money set.
23-year-old Will McEnany now is going to try and win this World Series for the Reds. He's from Springfield, Ohio. There are the batters. Benikas is going to bat for Rick Miller, a right-hander. Then left-handers Denny Doyle and Yastrzemski will follow. McEnany has been called on to get both right-handers and left-handers out. Twice he had strings of 25-plus innings without allowing an earned run. He was second on the Reds in saves. And if he gets this save, it'll be the biggest of his still very young career. Juan Benikas. Right now, Joe Morgan. Loop single in the center is the difference. of this dramatic series. There he is. Here's the first pitch. Benikas takes a curve inside. Benikas has had 1 hit and 7 times up in this series. Rose playing him shallow at third. Swings and fouls it back 1-1. McInerney has stuff. Good fastball that moves, sharp breaking curve. He and Eastwick have been a couple of real finds for the Reds, youngsters out of the bullpen. And they've been trained to be relief pitchers. That's the new style in baseball. Groom them right from the tender age as specialists. There's a fly ball to right fielder Ken Griffey, and 1 down. Benikas flying out. Denny Doyle has had 1 hit and 4 times. And they're calling him back. Bob Montgomery, a reserve catcher, a right-hander, is coming out. He can hit a long ball. This will be his first appearance in the series. Sparky Anderson checking the lineup and checking the book on Montgomery. And Lazuski motioning out to his pitcher. Now they're waving Griffey in a couple of steps. Positioning their outfield. Darrell Johnson down to his last 2 outs. One out, nobody on. The Reds ahead 4-3. Montgomery is a licensed pilot and a model train enthusiast. All he has in mind right now is trying to get a hit to get on. McInerney's delivery. There's a ground ball to Concepcion. The Red Sox are down to their last out. The Reds are 1 out away from winning the World Championship. And Carl Yastrzemski gets a standing ovation. Win or lose, he's been a great player for Boston since 1960. And he's the captain of the team. Well, maybe it's fitting he has the last shot of the series. McInerney's delivery. Outside, ball 1. The Reds need 1 more out, and they're the champs. Curve is low, ball 2. Carlton Fisk on deck. The last time Cincinnati won a World Series was 1940. Strike, 2-1. 2 down, nobody on. Joe Morgan's bloop single right now is the difference. Top of the 9th inning, he put the Reds ahead. There's a high fly ball. It should be all over. Geronimo's under it. And Cincinnati has won the World Championship, beating the Boston Red Sox 4-3. The Reds win it in Fenway Park. Some of the veterans on this team have been very frustrated. They wanted this one badly. After winning 108 times this year, setting all kinds of records, it would have been a deep disappointment for them not to win. But they ran up against a ball club that extended them right down to the final inning of Game 7. This was the Reds' 115th victory tonight. McInerney saves it. The crowd's out on the field. Here's the Cincinnati locker room. And the crowd is giving applause not only for the Reds as world champs, but applause for both clubs, the way they played in this World Series. One of the best World Series of modern times for the baseball fans of America. There's Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, Concepcion, and the Red fans should be proud of this ball club. After the Red Sox dramatically won it last night, the Reds playing on the road could have blown it tonight, but they didn't. They got behind early, 3-0. They hung in there, and they beat the Red Sox 4-3. A very quiet crowd at Fenway Park, naturally, as it would have been in Cincinnati had the Reds lost at home. And the crowd just sort of standing stunned. It reminds me, there's Johnny Bench, reminds me of the crowd in Kansas City on Christmas Day with a full moon shining over Old Municipal Stadium when Garo Yepremian kicked the field goal and Miami beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the longest football game ever played. And the crowd just picked up their seat cushions and left the ballpark. All right, Marty Brenneman, the Cincinnati Red announcer, is down in the Cincinnati locker room. And this is Kurt Gowdy sending you down to Marty. And let's pick up all the happiness of the Cincinnati locker room.
All right, Marty, I don't know if you heard Kurt Gowdy, but we're with a few of the men. And first of all, I think thanks should go and congratulations should go to the manager of the Reds, Sparky Anderson. What a wonderful moment for you.
Milt, this one's for Milt Blish and for Lefty who's down here and for all my friends and everybody I love.
Sparky Anderson, congratulations to you and the Reds. Joe Morgan, congratulations.
Thank you very much, man. This is the one I've been looking for 11 years, and I finally made it.
Marty, you want to talk around you?
Yes, sir. Joe, for the 115th time this season, this one belongs to the Reds, and it was a big one.
Right on. This is the biggest one I've ever played in, Marty. We've come from behind. It looked like we're dead, but we never die. This is an unbelievable ball club, and I'm just so happy, man. I can't tell you how much. And Pete Rose is unbelievable. He got all the clutch hits every time we needed one, and it's unbelievable. I'm just fortunate that I was able to flip one in there, but he made a pretty good pitch on me, to be honest with you. It was down and away, and I just tried to stay with it and foul it off, and I got a good enough piece to get it into center field.
Joe, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Marty and Joe, we understand that Pete Rose, the man standing to my left, was named the most valuable player of the 1975 World Series, and Pete, our congratulations to you.
It was strictly a team performance tonight. Most teams would have quit when they got us out when we had first and third, no outs, Tony. They struck Geronimo out, and Redmond hit to a double play, but most teams would have quit. We were still down by 3 runs, and Perez gave us a line with that 2-run shot. You could tell I'm hoarse from yelling the whole game, and I just was happy to get that base hit to tie the ball game. And I wish they'd have walked me because Joe's a great guy in a clutch, and he got the clutch hit in the 9th inning, not going to run for us.
Pete, I wonder, what was it feeling in the dugout when we got behind quickly 3-0?
Well, Marty, it's a never-die club, you know, and the whole series it seems like it's been the ball club that jumps out in front. It's the one that doesn't win, and it looked bad there a while because the lead was pitching real well, but these guys didn't quit, Marty. Sparky kept revving us up in there, and the extra men tonight really, really stayed on everybody's case, and it was strictly a team effort, and I couldn't be happier, and I had all the money in the world and everything. This is the happiest moment of my life. I'm scared I'm going to have a car in there. I really.
Pete, congratulations. Here's Clay Carroll, and here's a man who did an outstanding job in relief, something that, got this Cincinnati Reds ball club here. Great relief pitching, and Hawk, one of your finest hours.
Thanks, Marty. I want to say this is for all the Cincinnati people, man. They've been behind us all year, and we finally gave it to them. I'm just so happy, man. I don't know what to say.
Tremendous World Series.
Thank you, Marty. It's great. We told Cincinnati before we left that they were going to be the champs. And we're the champs, #1.
Hawk, good luck and congratulations.
Thank you, Marty. I want some champagne.
Go get it. Here's Johnny Bench. And, John, a career that's been star-studded, every respect for you. It's got to be the biggest thrill of your career.
It is, Marty. I'm so excited. I really, and here's Bob Housen, who all made it all possible. And I'll tell you, it was just a complete effort. I've never wanted to win anything so bad, and the way we won it, I think makes it even more exciting for us.
Could the fans in Cincinnati and Boston and around the world see better baseball in 7 games?
Not anywhere, and that's the brand of baseball that they're going to see all year when they come out and see baseball, and tonight was just one of them. Those fans are unbelievable out there. They get me going, and I'm not even on their side.
How about this Red Sox club?
Well, I think a little more than of them now. We didn't know what we were getting into, I believe, and we gave them a credit, but I think we just looked at them and said they're a young club and they can't do the things, but they sure did.
John, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Here's a man who put this ball club together, and I know that one thing that you, Bob Housen, wanted more than anything else is a World's Championship. Here's the chairman of the board of the Cincinnati Reds, Louis Nippert, and Bob, it's got to be a tremendous thrill.
Well, this is the greatest thrill I've ever had, and we've waited a long time for it. Marty, as you know, and it was a great game and a team effort by everybody. I couldn't be happier.
Things looked a little bleak out there for a while, didn't it?
That's right, but our club has always come back, as you know, this year, and they did it. They played a great club. Boston really was a tremendous club, and I take my hat off to them because they couldn't have been better. There's 2 great clubs played.
Can you pinpoint a key to this season for the Reds?
Well, I think we would have to go back to the shift that we made where we brought Pete in and Foster went to left field, which kind of gelled our club. But the key was 25 men out there doing their job, and Sparky and his coaches doing an outstanding job on the field and running it.
Bob, congratulations.
Mr. Nippert here, of course, has had a lot to do with this. So it has.
Well, I guess you have to expect this a little bit because this place is absolute pandemonium right now. Mr. Nippert, congratulations to you as chairman of the board of the Cincinnati Reds. A big night.
I certainly am happy, and it's a great thing. It started some years ago. This is a culmination of it. It's a great compliment to the entire organization, from Bob Howsam down to the Bat Boy.
Well, we're in no man's land right now.
Congratulations, man.
Don, a big night for this ball club.
Well, it certainly was, Marty. Certainly not one of my better performances, but I gave it all I had and tried to keep us in the ball game. And we had some great relief pitching. And I'd just like to thank each and every guy in our ball club because we're never going to give up. And I thank God for all of them. So it's a great moment in my life. I've been waiting 6 years for this, and like I say, I'm elated.
Don, job well done.
Thank you very much, Marty.
Here's Tony Perez. He had 3 home runs in this World Series, and of course, I guess you could say that Bill Lee went to the well one time too often with that dipsy doodle lollipop change, Tony.
Yeah, I guess he threw one too many to me, but Marty, really. But I was looking forward when I saw his motion. I know he's going to throw it. The first thing he threw me one, I wasn't ready for, but this one, I just got ordered that one.
Did you go up looking for it?
No, I wasn't looking. I just saw his motion. He just stopped and threw it. I just stayed back on it and hit it well.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Marty.
Marty Brenham, I want to introduce you to the guy you've met before. You know Bob Howsam, you talked to him. Here's the
I think
Commissioner of
so.
Baseball. Commissioner Kuhn, Bob Howsam.
It's a great time to shake hands with this great baseball executive here, and in behalf of everybody in baseball, say what a wonderful team you got, Bob. It's a series you hated to see anybody lose, but by God, you earned that victory. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Boy, because, as I said before, they were 2 great ball clubs. Naturally, we're so proud to win it, but it couldn't have been a better ball club that we played against, and they really did. Well, as you know, we went into the 9th inning, and it was all ready to be another long evening. Fortunately, we stopped it.
Commissioner, as your tenure as the baseball commissioner, have you seen a World Series with this much excitement?
Never.
That last game last night, you thought there could not be a climax to it, but we went to 7, and the pressure was just as intense today.
It couldn't be climaxed. I don't think the series has been topped in my recollection. I talked to a lot of baseball people who feel they've never seen a series as good as this. And the way this team played, the defensive play, the steady championship kind of play they put on the field there, they deserve the victory. There's no question about that. But oh, what a series!
And a thanks to 2 great cities, Cincinnati and Boston, Mr. Tom Yawkey, who ran this thing here like it's never been run before, and great fans in both areas and all over the world. And I think great entertainment was provided for fans all over the world by this World Series.
Let me second something you just said there, Tony. We don't have 2 finer organizations in baseball than this organization and the Red Sox organization. And it's very fitting that a series of this quality should have come from those 2 organizations, and not very surprising.
Baseball Commissioner Bowie Kuhn, the president of the Reds, Bob Howsam, Marty Brenham, and I think they want us to throw it back upstairs and see what Kurt's doing. Let's go to Kurt.
All right, now I've got Joe Garagiola with me. Joe and I worked all summer together on the Monday nights, and there's an old saying, those walks will come back to haunt you. The leadoff walk in the 9th inning to Ken Griffey was the undoing of the Red Sox and gave the Reds their world championship, Joe.
I'll tell you, the base on balls, and I know baseball fans remember the late and great Frankie Frisch, those base on balls will kill you, how he used to moan about it. Don Gullett was a victim, and as you pointed out, Geronimo. But I tell you, it was a tremendous World Series, as you heard Tony talking about it down below, along with the commissioner. A great World Series in that it went to the ninth inning. It was tied, and what poetic justice that Carl Yastrzemski,
the last
2
man
outs,
up,
the
the
last
captain.
man. He's done so much for this Red Sox ball club, this whole Boston area.
It would have been a bitter loss either way. It's a bitter loss for the Red Sox, but the Reds had those veterans of Rose and Bench and Perez, who had been denied twice before. They wanted it badly, and after the 108 wins, not to win this year would have been a crime for them. And yet, as Johnny Bench said, we underrated the Red Sox. They're a better team than we thought. I think the Red Sox future is ahead of them. They have some of the best young players in baseball as fans have seen in the World Series.
Kurt, let me just say that I've enjoyed this baseball season working with you.
I have too. Well, that's it from Fenway Park in Boston. Kurt Gowdy, Joe Garagiola, Tony Kubek, all of our crew that worked with us here, Marty Brenneman, Ned Martin, Dick Stockton, and all the gang. We hope you enjoyed it. I don't know. No way you couldn't have for 7 games. And Game 7 of the 73 World Series has been brought to you by your Chrysler Plymouth dealers, who invite you to see Cordoba for 76, the small Chrysler. and by the Gillette Track 2 shaving system, the closest thing to a perfect shave. Here are some of the men, all the men who contributed so much to this World Series. Audio, video, every portion of it. A magnificent job that NBC has done. And also, we remind you that next Sunday, the National Football League action continues on NBC. We'll have a doubleheader. Check your local listings for the game in your area. You'll be seeing Grandstand beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time, hosted by Jack Buck. Grandstand will be on in and around NBC Sports. The big game on NBC Sunday in football, the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills, second game of the doubleheader at 4 o'clock Eastern Time across the country. And remember the Bob Hope special. Bob Hope celebrating 25 years on television with his special. And he has some of the greatest stars in the history of show business as his guests.
Live and lively fun with Rob Reiner in the new hit NBC's Saturday Night.